Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Functional Idiots Podcast, episode 33, right? 33?
Are you asking
Colton?
me?
Yeah, no, I'm asking
well,
the fucking neighbor kid.
Well, I don't know. You didn't introduce me, dick. Yes, I believe it's 33.
Oh, sorry, here with my friend Colton, because, you know, the only other host on this show.
I believe it's 33.
Yes, it is 33. I looked at the thing. But
Okay.
we're
Actually,
recording...
That means it would have been... That means, actually, I should have started this episode.
It doesn't matter. I mean, we already opened it, so...
Yeah, fuck it. You know, fuck
I'll
it.
just
We're gonna
open
start over.
3 times
All right,
and...
here we go.
I'm just going to
We're
open
starting
it.
over.
Oh, sorry. No, but we're using a new thing called Riverside FM instead of Discord and Audacity, so hopefully the quality is a little bit better. And I can hear every single thing now.
It sounded, because I listened, because we just got done about an hour ago. We recorded the Not Until 4 Patreon podcast, which go give that a listen. You got to support us on Patreon, but you get a 7-day free trial. So you can listen to the 2 episodes that are going to be up there and be like, these guys are ass. And you could sign up and cancel. You'll still get the 7 days. So
there you go. So yeah, literally it's a win-win.
No excuse, asshole. Go sign up, fucker. No. But yeah, we're using a new service because, I mean, with the issues Dylan was having Discord, it's not Discord's fault per se. Well, doing what it was doing to Dylan, I argue that is, but
I think it was a combination of Discord and my internet just being weird.
Oh, was your microwave on?
No, my microwave wasn't on. It was just...
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I had to clear my throat, but...
Oh, you had to get the cum out of your back of your throat? I see.
Yeah, you know
it is Pride Month now, so...
Yeah, and I'll see a certain person there, but...
Oh, yeah, scissor!
Are you trying to have sex with me?
I think it was just a combination of the two, and I don't know why, but it was always when I would click off of Discord. Like, if I didn't have it open all the time, it just closed out. Don't worry, Discord. We're still going to use you for pretty much everything else, just not.
Yeah,
for
we're not hating on Discord. Discord is still good the way it is. It's just we needed something a little bit gooder, you know.
Much gooder.
And so with this, because what Discord is, and it's not Discord's fault. This is just how voice chats work. Is that when you talk, it has to compress the audio to then send it, so it doesn't take up as much memory and or as much data to send it back, through the Discord servers and then to the person it's going to who's in the voice chat. It's just that's just how it works, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's how it should work. You don't need to send tons and tons of data for somebody to go penis and like that. You don't need that shit in HD audio. So, but with that,
it just sounds like
yeah, it's like, no, it's Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah. Yeah. But with Discord, if you would talk too loud and you would max out the microphone intensity or gain, for lack, or I guess you could say, it would just cut that out because it would be too much for the servers, or not the servers, but the application, Discord app to do, and so it would just cut it out. And so there's times...
Wait, so if I max out the mic now, it won't cut out?
It won't cut out. It shouldn't cut out. It might, like, if you get, like, really loud to where you're actually maxing the microphone itself out.
So here we go. You ready?
Yeah, I
Gonna
heard
cut
all
it out?
that. No, it's all
Oh,
that.
shit, really? Damn.
Yeah. Sounded like that, but a lot worse, but... But with that, like, there's times, like, when the Functional Idiot, when I said Charlotte Panthers... referring to the Carolina Panthers because I'm special. Dylan didn't hear that, so he couldn't rail my fat ass after I said that. He didn't hear that until I brought it up a week later.
Now who's making it more about pride? Railing your fat ass? Come on.
It's just what I want, Daddy.
All right. See you guys. This was a fun podcast episode. I'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, right. I'll see you guys. Never.
Balls Deep Gape 3-2 is coming out pretty soon, I guess.
So, but with that, it should be better. It should also be a little bit better audio quality too, because with Audacity, and it was doing with Riverside until I paid the service. I could have paid through Audacity, but Riverside's got some nicer stuff to it. Like, well, we'll get into it. We'll get into it in just a minute. But Audacity would keep the audio file compressed, where with Riverside, I can have it full 48 kilohertz audio, so it's not compressed at all. So it won't sound so muddled, lack of better terms, I guess you could say. So it should be better overall. So, lost my train of thought. So, with that, before we go through, because one of the things that Riverside offers is AI show notes. And so it will, first of all, Apple Podcasts already does this now, where it'll give a transcript of the podcast through AI, and it's not bad. There are times, because I looked at it once and it was like, all right, let's see how good this is, and I'm looking through, I was like, it's actually pretty good. No, that's not what we said. It would like change a couple words, but it's usually pretty good. Riverside does that, but it'll also the AI thing or bot, whatever, will go through what we said through the transcript and then give a summary. But then also keywords that you would plug into the podcast, so people would type in, podcast, record, blah, blah, this, that, or whatever, and it would come up, right? And also, like, takeaways from the podcast, and also titles you could use for the podcast. And I want to go through that because it's funny, because you could definitely tell it's written by AI, but it does get a little comical.
Okay.
So, before we do that, if you... Like I said, you can go and support us on Patreon. That's Patreon is Patreon / Functional Idiots Podcast. You can go there. There's either the $2, which you'll get podcast audio, which we can't. I found out we can't run ads on our podcast yet because we need 1,000 monthly users before we can run ads on it. So we need you fuckers to start listening to this shit more so we can run some goddamn ads. Make money, bitch. But once those runs ads, you could get the podcast ad free on Patreon. That's just $2 a month, and you'll get access to our Discord. And if we do any like My Strange Addiction or that style video in the podcast, you will get the video form of that on the $2 tier level. But the $10 tier level is basically where you get everything but a blowjob, right? You get a lot of stuff with that, and that's where you will get the Not Until 4 Patreon podcast. You'll get other reaction style videos or anything else that we do that we have planned in the future. We just need to figure out how we're going to do that.
Yeah.
So, so go check it out there. Like I said, there's a 7-day free trial. You can sign up and cancel immediately, and you still get the 7 days. You could follow us on Twitter at Fun Idiot Show. We have a YouTube channel, Functional Idiots.
Oh, I was just about to talk about that too. I was like,
I believe it's Functional Idiots Productions. Yes, it's Functional Idiots Productions. All this stuff is in the description of the podcast. It's been in there as we add more stuff. It's been tagged into the bottom of the podcast. And then you can email us, functionalidiots@gmail.com. So for the Not Until 4 Patreon podcast, the AI summary, what we talked about is we first talked about, because with summertime, was the best condiments to put on hot dogs and burgers. I know, hard-hitting content that is. But then it also, I wanted to do, and I had this for a while on Master Debaters, but I'm like, I knew that was going to go on for a while, and so I had it sitting on our show prep for about 4 weeks, just waiting if, like, we needed some time to fill because we couldn't find stuff or whatever. And so I was like, you know what, that'll be good for the Patreon podcast. And that did cover about 40 minutes of the 1 hour that we usually shoot for in the Patreon podcast. So, and then we also, that's where Smooth Brain Trivia is for now going to live, is on the Patreon podcast. Don't worry, Pornstar Birthdays is still on the main one because that shit's banging. So, the summary of this, or I'm sorry, let's go with the titles. So, the titles that AI came up with for this was The Great Candy Bar Debate. Which is true. We did debate candy bars, candies and generals, right? Or generals? Yeah, candies are generals. One's the Confederate, one's the Union, and they fight. No, one pro-slavery. You know, those are the dark chocolate, right? Milk chocolate's
okay. Whoa.
No, wait, I got that backwards. Milk chocolate's pro-slavery. Dark chocolate's anti. No. So the first, it gave 4 titles. The Great Candy Bar Debate.
I wouldn't say the Great Candy Bar Debate.
But dark chocolate and candy preferences, passionate candy debates, a humorous discussion. Boy, that rolls right off the fucking tongue, doesn't it?
I would say a candy bar debate.
Yeah. The next one is flavors and preferences, a playful banter on candies, the great candy debate.
What?
And then the last one is candy debates and trivia, which is probably the most accurate, I guess you could call it. But yeah, it's a little fucking weird. Let me just say. And I
dude, I got a title already.
Well, good for you. And I already got to say, next time we do this, we need to turn on echo cancellation because I can hear myself echoing through you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How?
I don't know. Maybe your fucking headphones are too goddamn loud.
There's no way.
I don't know. I can hear it every once in a while. So, but I can't turn it on during the recording. We'll have to stop it, and then I have to edit together,
gotcha.
and I'm too lazy to do that. So it's not bad. I'm just too lazy to stop it and then record it and then edit together. So we'll just do it for next time.
Anyways, the title could be A Bite-Sized Candy Debate.
And spell bite, B-Y-T-E.
Yeah.
I like that, Dylan. I'm going to do that right now. Dylan, fill time.
I guess we can talk about each wrinkle on my sack. No, I'm playing. Let's see, what do we have in show prep?
All right, I got it done.
I don't want to... Oh, okay. Well, I don't really want to... I was going to start talking about something, but if we are going...
Well, we still got more of the AI stuff here. So
okay, good.
The keywords that it puts down is podcast, okay, recording software, which is true because at the beginning we talked about Riverside and that like we did here, because we were actually going to use Audacity one last time in this, but I listened to the podcast, the Mantel 4 one, after I downloaded and did all that stuff, and I was like, you know what, that sounds a lot gooder. We'll just roll with this, and then we'll work out the kinks as we go, which there's one kink we got to work out, but that's for whatever. Condiments, burgers, candy bars, why do I say candy barns? What the fuck? You walking in? Yeah, Willy
Wonka's...
Wonka's...
library instead of library.
Yeah, Willy Wonka's got his fucking candy factory out in the middle of the sticks, you know?
I thought you were going to say fartery.
Yeah, I did start to, and then I fucking fixed it. God, dude, I am stumbling more than a Joe Biden
Colton,
speech. Jesus.
Are you currently having a stroke? Are you smelling burnt toast?
I know, the right side of my face is a little numb, though.
Somebody called 911. Shorty stroking out on the dance floor. Whoa.
Dark chocolate preferences, humor, candies, chocolates, flavors, brands, preferences. Oh, that's up again. That's the second time that's up there. Banter, opinions, humor. Second time that's up there. Candy, trivia, computer memory, banter. That's the second time that's up there. Podcast, second time, and conversation. Good job,
Jesus
AI.
Christ.
You repeated yourself. It's like fucking Bo Burnham out here.
Repeat stuff. Yeah, no shit. Holy fuck.
So, and then we move on to
Did you even explain? Hang on. Did you even explain what our YouTube's about?
No, but that's okay. Our
Go
YouTube
subscribe and figure it out.
Yeah. Our YouTube's going to be where we put up porn. No.
Yeah, because that's we're gonna speed run the YouTube channel ban.
Yeah, that's right. Dylan's out here going to be dropping hard R's. You know, no. So the summary for this was the conversation covers a range of topics. Not really. It covered, I believe, 3, but okay, whatever. Including the use of a new recording software. True. Preferences and condiments on burgers. True. The best candy bars. And a humorous exchange about dark chocolate and candy preferences. Okay, so far so good, right? Nothing.
Okay,
I'd say that's pretty accurate. Because we got really mad at each other about how I do not like dark chocolate, and Dylan called me an idiot for not liking dark chocolate. And then it says the hosts also discuss their dislike for certain candy bars and their experiences with different types of chocolate. I wouldn't say experiences. It's not like I eat a candy bar. I'm like, I feel like this. Last time I felt like this was back in the war. You know?
This Twix bar is absolutely angelic. No, absolutely fucking not. It's a Twix bar.
I haven't felt this good since the last time I had sex.
You know what's better than sex? This left side Twix bar. Yummy.
You know what's better than sex? Depression candy. Where's that Tootsie Roll at? So, okay, that's still somewhat accurate. I wouldn't say their experiences with different types of chocolate. I would say our opinions with different types of chocolate, which would be accurate. So far, so good. I'd say so far it's like a 9 out of 10, right? The conversation revolves around a humorous and opinionated discussion about various types of candies and chocolates. Okay, kind of already said that. The hosts expressed strong opinions about their favorite and least favorite candies. Didn't you just say that in the last sentence? But, okay, whatever. Engaging in playful banter and colorful language. Well, there's no doubt about the colorful language. Fuck. No. Dude, imagine if we had to... Bitch. Imagine if we had to, if we actually censored this, it'd be like, yeah, the other day I was out with my dog just walking down the street, and then I got done this old and I covered her up. They also touch they also touch on related topics such as flavors, brands, and personal preferences. Okay, so now we're really starting to repeat ourselves. The conversation covers a wide range of topics. No, it fucking didn't, but okay. Including discussions about various candies. We already talked about that.
It was literally food and more food.
Finally, in the second to last, the penultimate sentence of this, it finally brings up trivia, smooth brain trivia, but that's the only time it brings up the whole summary. And a debate about computer memory units. Now that is true. That's the first time it's brought that up, and that's why Dylan came up with that great title. If you want to know why that is, go give that a listen. And then it finishes with, the hosts also share their opinions on different types of candy and engage in playful banter throughout the conversation. I'm pretty sure I've heard that not once but twice, but 3 times prior.
Great job, AI. You really hit the nail on the head. And then
talk about
hit the nail on the head, and then hit the nail on the head.
Talk about driving home the main point. If you take the first 2 sentences, it's like a 9 out of 10. But then if you take the whole thing, it's about a 3 out of 10. I can take that, but then I got to completely rewrite half of it. So it's like, damn it, I can take the first 2 sentences, change a couple words, and it'd be fine.
You could literally sum it up in about 2 or 3 sentences. A playful podcast about a candy debate for brands, or about brands, quality, and blah blah blah, and then do trivia. That's literally all you have to do.
And then why Dylan's opinion on chocolate is terrible.
And why Colton's opinion on fucking onions is terrible.
My opinion on onions is 100% accurate. You can kiss my ass, right?
No.
No,
I would actually have more respect to you if it was about mushrooms, but...
Well, mushrooms?
Yeah, mushrooms aren't that good.
That's because you've never had them cooked the right way.
I've had them cooked plenty of ways.
Yeah, obviously not the right way. And I just realized I am super unprepared for all of this.
Great.
I know what else is new. No, I'm usually pretty good. I just don't have any of my my tabs open, but that's all right. I know how to do this in due course.
And so supersonic speed.
I only need. Whoa! What went on with Google there? It just spazzed out. All right. We're gonna skip that first one because I don't want to do that. So the other day, I'm listening to the radio as I'm driving along. Murdering prostitutes and shit and lot lizards. And the radio station I listen to, their app, what it'll do is that every time you open the app, it'll take, because of when you listen on the app, you listen to different commercials than you would if you listened actually within their listening area through the radio. And so what it'll do is that the service they'll use, it'll take the location of your phone when you turn it on, and then it'll specify commercials to that area. Like you'll get commercials for like a local plumbing service. If you're in the Charlotte area, you'll maybe get a local plumbing service in Charlotte or Greensboro or somewhere like that, or like Pittsburgh or whatever. Well, for one in Pittsburgh, this ad came on and it was talking about some restaurant outside of Pittsburgh or whatever. And I shit you not, it was one of those moments of like, what the fuck did he just say? The name of the restaurant is called Jiggers.
Uh-oh.
Now, that's really close to something else. So you hear that the first time, you're just like, what did he say?
What?
That's what I was like. What did he say? There's no way he actually... And then he said, no, and then you can go to... Jiggers is located... I'm like, oh, it's Jiggers with a J. Okay, oh, thank God. I thought this was a Randy Marsh commercial or something. I was like, holy hell. Fucking A, man.
Shit, dude.
Yeah, that's something you definitely do not want to stumble.
Holy fuck.
That's definitely something you do not want to stumble when you're going to say it.
Did you just say stupple?
I don't think so.
No, I think you said stupple before. Man, you are just on a roll of having a stroke, huh?
My God, dude,
Colton, is your blood pressure skyrocketing?
No, I might need to take some fucking aspirin though. Need some blood thinners. But you do definitely don't want to stumble over that, because it's like having the last name Gurr and the first name Nick, you know? Be careful how you say that. So I just wanted to bring that up. Last week...
That's wild.
Last week, we teased this on the regular podcast, the Functional Idiots, and then I said, yeah, we're going to do this. If you want to hear this, you can listen to the Not Until 4 Patreon podcast where we'll talk about this, and we sure as shit didn't. But Dylan's got a problem with the cost of gaming. Now, Dylan, do I need to play What Are You So Mad About music or no?
You know what? Yeah, go ahead.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frog gay.
Well, do it live. Do it live.
Well, I'm pissed off, Rick. How are you?
It's like some big brolic black dude named fucking McQueen.
What in the hell are you doing?
This is not Detroit, man. This is the Super Bowl.
I need Santa Bacon.
Watch it, Bob.
You know what really grinds my gears? You, America. Fuck you. Why you have to be mad?
Okay, you want to know what I'm so mad about? I always come in early every time. So I always ruin the vibe. But I'm more so specifically pissed off at Ubisoft. All right, and not because they make shit games, but because they make shit games for the wrong prices. They have Assassin's Creed Shadow. That's their new Assassin's Creed that's going to come out. And you can pre-order this stuff, right? So here we go. Base game standard edition and a pre-order bonus, $69.99. Okay, that whatever. Gold edition, you get the base.
Hold on. Just to say, if you don't know, Assassin's Creed is what they call a AAA title, which means it has one of the largest budgets given to it for that game. And so AAA games generally are $60 for just the standard version of the game. All right, continue on, Dylan.
Base game, pre-order bonus, season pass, and 3 days early access is for the gold edition, and you can pre-order that for $109.99. Okay.
Wait. So it's the base game. Oh, $109.99?
Yes, base
game. So $110. Okay, I thought you said $199.99. I was like $200. I'm like, holy fuck! Let me spread my ass cheeks, Ubisoft.
Oh! It gets better.
All right.
The Ultimate Edition,
or
base
worse,
game,
depending on how you're looking at it.
Oh yeah, it's worse. Ultimate Edition, base game, pre-order bonus, season pass, and 3 days early access, and an ultimate pack. So you get like a bunch of random, like cosmetic shit for $130.
Fuck. Is any of that actual like DLC for the game? Like straight up like content? Not just a little. I got a flamingo skin on my guy here. I'm standing on one.
Pre-order now to get an Assassin's Creed Shadows bonus quest thrown to the dogs. That's the pre-order bonus that each of them have. And the season pass includes a bonus quest on day one with additional unlockable content, as well as 2 upcoming expansions. That's the season pass. Oh, and in 3 days early access, you actually get the game on time. So if you buy the standard edition, you're actually getting it 3 days late.
What do you mean? What do you mean you're getting the game on time?
Apparently the game is supposed to come out on the 3 days early access. So you're there's no point in getting like 3 days early access.
Oh, because
you're getting the game on time. That's when it launches, technically speaking.
Yeah.
So if you get the standard edition, you're just getting it 3 days late.
It's not like a beta game where like Call of Duty will run like a beta multiplayer about a month before the actual game comes out, where they'll do some like last minute balancing things before they completely fucking ruin the game, because that's all Activision does is ruin games.
Hopefully,
yeah,
not
it's
now.
getting. I hated. It really showed, because when the this current generation of consoles came out, the Xbox Series X and S and the PlayStation 5. Before that, AAA games were like $60 for like, 15 years at least? I mean, I've always remembered a Call of Duty game being $60. It's just how it was, right? Well, then they went to the Xbox Series, and also now it was still $60 if you bought the Xbox One or the previous generation or PS4 version of the game. But if you wanted to buy the cross-gen bundle to where it would work on both, that was now $69.99 for that game. Why? It's the same fucking game. There's nothing different other than the graphics and audio are better. That's because the hardware can support it. Why do I gotta pay $10 more for it? And arguably, the game is worse. Games have gotten worse the last 6 years. Overall, especially the AAA games, yeah. They all blow ass. What was the last AAA game that came out and you're like, that was fucking bitchin'?
Shit, hold on.
I can already say if you have to think this long, that's sad. Because if
probably
it was
Red Dead. Well, I mean, Red Dead Redemption was good. The Last of Us Part 2 was pretty good. Damn, yeah, I don't really think of.
But if
God of War, both Gods of War were pretty
If this was 10 years ago, you'd say, last year's Call of Duty game or last year's Far Cry game or or Battlefield 1, whatever. Now it's like, shit, when was the last time a good AAA game came out? And you gotta sit there and think. That's sad. You have $100 million budgets for these games, and they all suck dick. How's that happening?
Oh, Baldur's Gate 3?
That wasn't a AAA game. I don't believe.
I don't know what it.
I don't think it had a AAA title, because if it wasn't $60, it's not a AAA game.
Oh yeah, then no.
Yeah,
see, that's the thing nowadays. Is like all the smaller games. You pay $30 for it, and you get a shitload more content for it. You
get a lot better game. Look at Helldivers. Helldivers is what, $40 on Steam, normal price.
Actually, no, it's $30. If you get the $40 version, or I think it's $50, whatever, which one it is, you get content with it. Like you pay for like an extra $10 for the whole Helldivers premium pass. Like, for one of the things that you can unlock stuff with. And you actually get good shit with it.
Oh, okay, I get you now.
Yeah, you pay for, a certain thing.
Yeah, but
it's not like this pre-order bonus. Oh, yeah.
You get to play the pre-order bonus 3 days early.
No, you don't. You get to play it on launch, but...
Yeah, right? It's like the game's done. It's just delayed 3 days for the rest of the world because they don't want to shell out another $30 to have the privilege to play the game 3 days early. I don't get that very much. This whole just playing the game a week before, 3 days or 7 days before it comes out. What's the deal? You've already had to wait, depending on the franchise, years for it to come out. Like GTA 5 came out in 2015?
Yeah.
2014?
No. GTA 5 came out in 2011.
Yeah. Okay, okay, even worse. And then GTA 6 is supposed to come out in 25 or 26?
25, yeah.
Yeah, so 15 years later, and it's like, you get 3 days early, 3 days over 15 years. I think I can wait those 3 days. I think I can manage. It's not like the game came out last week. I think I could manage waiting 3 more days. What's 3 days versus 15 years? It's just major publishing companies and developers have gotten really good at the marketing thing. That's what it's come down to. They've gotten really good at marketing. Really good with that to make their games sound like, oh yeah, you got to do all that. Here's all this shit. If you buy it early, you get all this, this, and this, and this. But you actually break it down. It's like, I don't really need a cosmetic skin pack. I don't care if I play it 3 days early. I don't play the game enough for the season pass to be worth anything. Okay, so I don't need this. Well, if I don't need the mid-tier option, I sure shit don't need the high-end option, which has even more bullshit attached to it. I'll just go with the standard game. But they do really good at the market. It's like Apple. Apple's really fucking good at marketing. I mean, if you want to learn how to market stuff, you just basically look at Apple because they are really good at their marketing, regardless of what it is. And, hats off to them. They're doing a good, you can, quote unquote, trick people. I'm one of them into thinking you need the latest and greatest thing. But
Right.
if you look at it, it's like, what's really the difference between the two of them? Not much. Not much. Is it really worth this much of a price upgrade? No, not really. Not really. The cost of gaming is getting out of hand. I would say that. And especially in this inflation world where people are trying to cut costs, but then costs of games keep going up. It's like
the whole, like, people were pissed off at, like, Xbox and PlayStation when they came out with the PS4 and Xbox One. Because they were so high up in price and they weren't worth it. They're like, yeah, no, I don't think I'll get that. I'll wait, a few years and let the price go down. Whereas this year, or 2 years ago, they learned from that mistake and they're like, yeah, let's go ahead and sell this at like a reasonable, like, measly $500 instead of the $600, $700, $800 that they were selling it for.
Yeah, it's hard to be a video game fan at this moment.
Yeah, because
especially in the Xbox world.
Well, I wouldn't go that far because I think, and I really fucking hope to God that Xbox or Microsoft saves Call of Duty. I really do. Like, I hope they have, like, they start putting money in, like, into it. Besides, like, the graphics and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, this is going to be the next great thing, and it's a shit fucking story. And it's like, well, now it's fucking trash.
Well, you're not going to get it this year because the game that's coming out this year was in development 2 or 3 years prior to Microsoft buying it. For Microsoft to really have influence, it's probably not. It might be a little bit in next year's game, but for sure in 2026's game. Because that would have started development this year or last year, which I think the merger officially went through, like, last fall sometime?
Yeah, something like that. I think.
So now that's when Microsoft's going to be able to have more input. But, I mean, if you also look at it, though, when was the last time Microsoft came out with a really good game? Forza Motorsport this past year is fucking garbage. It is terrible. It's a horrible game. They say it's all this shit, and it's not. It's terrible. Their Game Pass, they haven't really put any, like, really great games on Game Pass, and that's, I think, part of the problem is that you have all these really good games, but Microsoft's putting on Game Pass because they want people to get Xbox Game Pass, but it's like, I don't want that. I just want to pay for the game up front. Why can't I just do that? I don't want to pay for the Game Pass because 4 months into the Game Pass, I'm at what the game would cost, but there's no other games on the Game Pass that I want. And I think it's hard. It's like the whole streaming thing with the Game Pass thing. I think they're trying way too hard to make the Game Pass work. It's like, how about we just make good fucking games? How about that?
I like
just make
Game
them
Pass
Xbox
for a number
exclusive.
of reasons.
Well, I'm not saying Game Pass is a bad idea. I think they're just way too much relying on that to be their success. It's like, why don't we just make good games? And then you make them Xbox exclusives. Not necessarily on Game Pass. You just make them Xbox exclusives, like the Uncharted games for PlayStation, or Gran Turismo for PlayStation, or the Spider-Man games for PlayStation, or Mario, anything Mario-related for Nintendo. You can only play them if you either have a PlayStation or a Nintendo, whatever the fuck Nintendo's calling their shit now. I mean, what good game that's an Xbox exclusive where you need to buy an Xbox is out right now?
Halo. The new Halo game I heard is pretty good.
It's good now. When it first came out, it wasn't. It was a piece of shit, and they've worked at it. But it should have came out good in the first place. Oh yeah, it was not. It was like, it wasn't sure shit like the first three Halo games. It was like Halo like 5, where I was like, oh, that's what we got.
Really?
Yeah, I guess it's better now. I'm not a big fan of Halo, so I never played it. From what I've read, people are like, yeah, it was like Halo 5. It's better now, but like when it first came out, it was like, this blows ass. Because it's a live service game where it comes out with like 3 game modes for multiplayer.
Another thing is I am sick and tired of the goddamn multiplayer bullshit. I am just sick and tired of it. I like multiplayer for a few things, but oh my god, like the whole fucking Diablo 4, like you have to choose if you want like the season updates and shit, or if you want like just a regular world. And I'm like, well, why don't you just give us a campaign? The fuck are we doing?
Because we can't make money off a campaign. We can make money off multiplayer though by selling you skin packs or guns or whatever. I don't know, Diablo or whatever the fuck Diablo.
You know what? Everybody that everybody, listen up. Listen the fuck up. You want to take a page out of a good studio that does great things? Larian Studios, the studio that made Baldur's Gate 3. And I'm not saying this just based on like, oh yeah, you know, Baldur's Gate 3, I love that game, blah, blah. No. Baldur's Gate 3 is a great game. You want a fun game to play? Play Baldur's Gate 3. You want a challenging game to play? Play Baldur's Gate 3. Good story, great characters, great character development. Okay, good game all the way around. Graphics are great, whatever. But the studio behind it, they care about it. People complained. They're like, we want a better update for one of the characters' storylines. Guess what Larian did? Updated the character's storyline in a few months. Guess what? All the patches they've done, somebody complained about it. Not even a month later, they had it fixed. Can't say that about Activision, can we? You complain, and then they'll think about getting around to it.
Okay, so you want to know why Larian Studios is made such a good game? What's one thing that Microsoft is? It's a public company. It's traded on the New York Stock Exchange, right? Larian Studios is a private... What do you mean, yeah, you guess they are? You could buy shares of Microsoft right now. Larian Studios is a private company. So we don't know... they don't have to post anything financial-wise. They don't have any quote-unquote investors to please. I mean, yeah, they have people that invested in the company, but they don't have big investment companies like BlackRock and all this shit. They're like, no, we need you to squeeze out as much money as possible. And because of that, they can make good games because they're not being forced to put through bullshit that they know will make money, but arguably makes the game worse. But they know it's a good way to make a quick buck. So they do that. That's the problem. Is all these companies are all. It's like Boeing. They're way too busy about making good games or good airplanes. They're just worried about making money, and that's the problem. Exactly. That's the problem right now.
And I don't think they realize like. Yeah, you have these like traditional fanboys that will always buy your games because it just has like the Xbox or PlayStation thing on it. But Larian Studios, yeah, they may be private and they sold their game at $60 per game, but they're making a shit ton of money off of it because it's a good game.
Yeah,
and word of mouth is like, hey, you should get this game because it's a great fucking game.
Yeah, they're not just cashing in on the IP. They're cashing in on the quality of the game. You know, Call of Duty lately has just been cashing in on the name. Call of Duty. The games haven't been all that great, but because it's Call of Duty, they know they're gonna make billions of dollars on it.
Yep.
So, and it's the same thing with sounds like Assassin's Creed. It's just because they're cashing in the IP. Same thing with Far Cry, the IP, and all that. You know, and Halo, it's the IP. They know it's gonna make money. Regardless of how good the game is, because you're going to get a bunch of people that'll buy it, pre-order it, because you don't know how good the game is, pre-order it, realize it's ass, and no, most of them aren't going to ask for a refund. They're just not going to play the game. Well, who cares? We got our $60 or $70. Who fucking cares? We made our money. That's the problem with gaming these days.
Well, you could say that about anything.
Well, but
like all the big corporations just don't care about any of their customers.
No, it's about making money. Don't. It's all about making money. And it might not be what the people working for the corporation, they don't care about how much money per se the game makes. They want to make a good game. Yeah. But the people who are these investment companies that are investing mutual funds into these companies, they say, no, we want to make as much money as possible. What's going to make the most money possible? Well, it's going to make the game. We don't care. This is going to make an extra 5% in profits if we do this rather than this. But that's going to make the game. We don't care.
And here's the thing. A great example of this, of like a studio making great games and then just cashing in on some big IP or character. Rocksteady Studios. Rocksteady made Batman Arkham Asylum, Batman Arkham City, and Batman Arkham Knight. 3 great fucking games. I don't care who you are. All bangers. And if you haven't played them, play them. They're great. They're on Game Pass. I'm pretty sure they were on Game Pass. But they're really good games. And then Suicide Squad, Death of the Justice League came out, and they fucking ruined everything. And it's under Rocksteady Studios. And the reason why that is because they have brand new people there, or not brand new people, but new people there.
Well, they probably got told.
The original creators of like the Arkham series, they left Rocksteady to do other things.
Yeah, and then probably Rocksteady too got told by a publisher, whoever their publishing company is, because they're just the developers. They didn't publish the games themselves.
Yeah,
and told them like, all right, we want you to make this game about this. Well, we don't want to don't care. We want this game. Okay.
Yep. And then they were like, hey,
they reluctantly make the game, and since they're reluctantly making the game, they're just like, well, fuck, we just got to kind of get through this and make the game to satisfy these cocksuckers.
Yeah, but
go on to make shit we actually want to.
And they go like this. Oh, you know that big cash cow called Batman that you had? Yeah, we're going to bring him back, even though you pretty much ended his story in Arkham Knight. So make that work.
Yeah, figure it out.
And then they did a terrible fucking job of doing it. And I feel bad because that's Kevin Conroy's last or one of Kevin Conroy's last performance. He's rumored to be in Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3, but that's obviously just a rumor. But it's his last performance as the Arkham Batman, and they fucking ruined it. They fucking ruined it.
Yeah, it is sad, isn't it?
It's fucking terrible. So, listen up, corporations. And if you don't think that we can't do it, just take a look at Paramount Studios or Paramount. They got bullied into changing what Sonic looks like, so just be warned, motherfuckers.
That is true. We did bully an animation studio to fix Sonic. That is true.
We also bullied Sony into Helldivers 2.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah,
because they wanted you to connect it to your PlayStation Network account. Well,
and everybody put shit reviews on Helldivers 2, and they were whoa.
Yeah, and started asking for refunds and stuff. Well, yeah, because like I don't have a PlayStation account because I don't have a PlayStation. Well, why do I need a PlayStation account if I don't have a PlayStation? That's kind of dumb, right?
Exactly.
So that's what it came down to, and then yeah, it was great. We bullied Sony into fixing that because Sony's a bunch of fucking jackass retards anyways. But moving on to other goofy stuff. So here's something that we didn't bring up last week that we wanted to, and it's well, let's just get to it. So in Disney World, what's something that you will always see in Disney World, Dylan?
Mascots,
right? You got Mickey Mouse, you got Minnie Mouse, Goofy. You'll probably maybe see a Pluto
Elsa,
walk around, Donald Duck,
all the princesses.
Correct. Yeah, anything. Depending on most likely in Magic Kingdom. Epcot, you might see a couple walking around, but an incident occurred on February 19th of this year.
Oh no! No! I'm not going to try and laugh. A
cast member dressed as Goofy was taking photos and doing stuff that cast members do down there, and then but one family in particular reportedly caused trouble for this cast member. A family of 4 was visiting with Goofy, where he posed side by side with a grandma and then whoever was else in the shot, when the grandmother then allegedly put her arm around Goofy and then squeezed his butt. And then during the squeezing, the grandmother said...
Gosh!
And then... and then during the squeezing, the grandmother said, woohoo!
Okay, I had the wrong idea. Okay. I thought the Goofy was going to be molesting somebody, not the Goofy getting molested. Okay.
No. But the reason I bring this up
doesn't make it okay. It doesn't make it okay. I was just worried.
After the photographer snapped the family photo, the employee dressed as Goofy stopped the meet and greet and then informed the character attendant, because obviously they can't see very well in the mascot, so they have somebody that helps lead them around and stuff and make sure they don't get hung up in situations. But they informed the character attendant of the incident. Then the grandmother stated with an attitude, "What? I guess he doesn't want us here." And then the family walked off.
No, it's because you grabbed my ass, you old bitch.
You old.
Shut up, bitch.
You old stanky cunt.
Get out of your dust cropper.
When the photographer or when park security then got over and found the family, the father, who would be the grandmother's son, then looked at the grandmother and said, "What did you do?" So this isn't even probably the first time that this happened, right?
Oh my God.
And the grandmother said, "Obviously Goofy wants us to leave. Leave now."
No, Goofy wants you to leave, bitch. If I was that dude, I'd be like, no, you need to leave. My kids are going to stay here and enjoy Disney World.
Yeah,
bitch.
this isn't the first time that an accusation has come from a Disney employee. A Disney employee. In 2019, a Florida resident was accused. Of course, who else? Florida was accused of groping a cast member who was dressed as Ariel, the mermaid from The Little Mermaid. The guy, a 51-year-old registered sex offender, yes, walking around Disney World, left the princess shaking and crying after he allegedly cupped and lifted her right breast during a photo op. What is my problem with my mouth today?
Stroke.
Yeah, I'm over here listening to Billy Joel, the stroke. Christ. During a photo op at Disney World's World's Magic Kingdom.
Jesus Christ.
The guy who records indicate he was convicted of sexual battery of a victim under 12 in 1991, and his wife were then positioned themselves in a manner that left the princess feeling physically trapped between them. So the wife was in on it too. Sweet. So what is going on? First of all, Granny squeezing Goofy's ass.
What we should do? We should give all the princesses and cast members tasers. You know how hilarious it would be to see Goofy fucking tasing some old bitch and she's shaking on the ground?
You're right. That would be funnier than hell.
I would pay Disney to go see that. I would. That shit would be so funny seeing fucking Cinderella take her high heel off and she has a taser in there just like, bitch.
No, throw it like Maz do with slippers and just fucking bean some fucker in the back of the head like 50 yards downrange, right?
It's a boomerang slipper.
Yes! Throw it, knocks the bitch out and comes back, puts it back on, goes up and beats the shit out of him. Love that shit. We got white collar Cinderella out here. Or blue collar.
Whoa, man, you're way too close. Pepper spray.
Blue collar Cinderella's here to kick some ass.
Oh shit.
Oh my god. Fucking weird ass motherfuckers going to Disney.
Can we have stand-ins so if people feel uncomfortable, we just have some big Brock dude just come out and he's like the size of fucking Hulk and he's dressed as Cinderella. You guys want a picture? Dude's filled with testosterone.
Fucking comes out looking like Hulk Hogan.
So yeah, some creepy old dude's like, "Can I get a picture with Cinderella?" Yeah, you could get a picture with me, pretty boy. Oh shit!
I don't know if to be scared or aroused right now.
I hate creepy fucks like that. Like, can you just not touch people?
No.
Like, fucking A. Like, touch, okay, touch. All right, hold on. Wait a minute. Like, I joke around and, like, bean dip my girlfriend and stuff, but that's different. I'm talking about, like, complete strangers touching each other. That's don't!
If Dylan's walking through the store and goes up to, like, a 12 out of 10 college girl and then just fucking flips her boobs, yeah, that's a little uncalled for.
Be like, hot flipping your patties!
You can flip them patties. Ooh, those feels fake. Let me test them out. Yeah, they're fake.
They feel like water balloons.
I think you need to get I think you have those silicone that's been recalled. You might want to go get that checked out with your doctor.
Dude, I just can't.
Dylan's sitting outside the local Meijer saying free mammograms.
Oh my god. If I could think of, like, a way to torture them, I think I'd just have, like, a bunch of donkeys just rub their balls on their forehead. Like, tie them down and just have them over predators' foreheads.
It's kind of hot, not gonna lie.
Here you go. Have some donkey dick cheese, you fucking pervert.
Here's some jackass scrotum, jackass. So last week was Memorial Day, right?
Yep.
Yes. And a lot of... Well, not many sports are actively playing during Memorial Day. Like the NFL's done, the NHL is still going on with the playoffs, but they don't do very much for Memorial Day because they don't always play on Memorial Day weekend. Baseball, they do some stuff, but it's not real big. I gotta say, the sporting organization that does Memorial Day the best is NASCAR. And the reason I say that is, okay, so the longest race of the year, mileage-wise for NASCAR, is the Coca-Cola 600, right? It's the Sunday before Memorial Day. What they do during Memorial... And, like, a lot of teams, they'll have, like, patriotic paint schemes where, like, in their paint scheme, they'll, like, depending on who the sponsor is, and obviously the sponsor has to approve of the scheme, they'll like somehow have like an American flag or like stars and stripes included somehow in their paint scheme. And on some of them, it actually looks like really, really good, right? Mm-hmm. Another thing NASCAR does, which I like because it's unique to NASCAR, is so on their cars, they have banners above at the top of the windshields on the front and the back. And what it'll say, like, the driver. So, yes, if you know who's in the number 4 is Josh Berry. You know that. But you can also see on the banner, it'll say Berry above it. On, the front and the back of the car. Above, at the top of the windshield on the front and the top of the rear glass on the back. It'll say the driver's last name. Well, for Memorial Day, what NASCAR does is for all the cars that are entered for the 600, plus the pace car and all the safety vehicles, they'll put a name of a fallen service member that'll be on the banner above all the cars. And I just think that's really cool. That's a good way to. Yeah. I mean, it's to help show or to help remember, remind people that it's not just a 3-day holiday. There's a reason why it is a 3-day holiday, or a 3-day weekend. Excuse me, not a 3-day holiday. 3-day weekend is for this, and they've done that the last like 5 or 6 years. I think they've been doing that, and it's just really cool. So it'll say like, the person's name, what rank they are, and then I believe they'll also say like the branch they're in, so Army, USMC, Air Force, Navy, whatever. Mm-hmm. It's just something that I think is really cool, and it's unique to NASCAR. To my knowledge, NASCAR is the only one that does that out of all the major sports leagues in the U.S. I just think that's really cool. And for like the pre-race ceremonies or show at Charlotte, they'll have like the local base, one of the local military bases in the Charlotte area. They'll come do like an exercise in the infield, like dropping from helicopters, or like one year they had a Chinook helicopter fly in, land on the track, and the fucking pace car drove out from the back of the helicopter at the racetrack. Cool. That was fucking bitchin', dude. Right? They've had Black Hawk helicopters there. I mean, just a whole bunch of stuff that they'll do. It's really cool. If you are in the Charlotte area, you want to go for a NASCAR race, the Coke 600 is a good one. Not necessarily for the race, but all of the stuff that they do around it is really neat, and it is cool.
I think that's what makes me appreciative about a lot of these things. Is like, I don't have an issue with people protesting, like if they want to kneel during the national anthem. I don't really care about that. Whatever. What really fucking irks me is people burning the flag, because someone somewhere, someone's son, father, mother, sister, cousin, whatever, died for that flag. For you to burn it. And I get that's like a freedom of speech, and I'm going to kind of be serious here. That shit pisses me off, because my grandfather almost died for that flag. And I'm not going to have, like, if I ever see it, it's on site. Like, I don't care. Because that is one thing I'll always take seriously, is honoring our veterans. And the fact that, like, yeah, it's sports and stuff, but NASCAR does that is very, they'll have my respect for that.
It is, dude. Like, NASCAR does a lot of fuck-ups, but that they do pretty good. And then on the side of the cars, they'll have like a little emblem that'll say NASCAR salutes, and they usually run it for the whole month of June. It'll start with the Coke 600, then the whole month of June, they'll have the NASCAR salutes thing. And like a lot of tracks do it during this month. They'll bring in service members from the local military base to the racetrack and like give them hot passes so they can go in the pits and see all the race cars and stuff like that. And it's cool. I mean, granted, when you have 60,000 seats, you can give up a few hundred. It's not a big deal, but it's still, they don't have to do that. They do that on their own. Yeah, I think it's just cool that they do that.
And I think that's another thing is I feel like our country should be doing more for veterans than what they do. Like,
well, that's down to government getting off their fucking dicks and doing something about it.
But yeah, other than that, that is very. What is the word? Honorable, I guess, for NASCAR to do that.
Yeah, I guess you could go with that.
I don't know if honorable is per se the word, but
it's unique because I don't recall any other.
Well, like
sporting
NFL
doing that. They'll do stuff.
The
for,
NFL
like,
does
Veterans
Day, yeah, November and stuff. But other than that,
it's not like they're putting names of veterans on the back of their jerseys. I mean,
Yeah.
here they are taking the banner of the driver off the car and putting a fallen service member up on the race car.
that is very cool.
So, like I said, it's neat. And then Fox, who had the Coke 600 the last 24 years, they won't have it now because it's going to Prime. What they would do is they will try to hit every car during the race and bring up that person's name. You know, who they were, like their, if they had wife and kids, where and when they died and all that stuff. So it is neat. I do like that. They said I think NASCAR does Memorial Day remembrance or celebrations the best out of all the major sporting events out there. So, like I get, like I said, some of them aren't even playing, but like the NFL, they do some stuff for Veterans Day, but they do more stuff for Pride shit than they do for veterans.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's a little bass backwards in my opinion. But okay, whatever.
That's one thing is like I respect everybody. Except for a few certain groups of people, pedophiles.
Pedos.
I'm looking at you, motherfuckers. But I feel veterans and current service members should hold the highest bar of respect out of anybody else because they give you those rights. They fight for those rights so you can have them on a daily basis. Now, obviously, they don't fight for your right to, choose to be gay. They just fight for your right to express that you're gay.
Right.
Like,
Imagine
you can be gay in America because I fought for you to have that.
You have that right to do that. Imagine if you're gay in Saudi Arabia. You sure as shit ain't fucking selling that out loud, broadcasting that.
Exactly.
Unless you want to be
find
beheaded.
out. Yeah, they'll kill you.
Yeah, it's just about that's how it is in Saudi Arabia.
It's just their.
It's just what they believe. That's what their beliefs is.
Ugh.
It's not right, but if you're gay over there, we give you the option to be gay here. Now the problem is these gays take it to like level 52 and make it their whole personality. That's a little much. You don't need to be walking down the street looking like a Lucky Charms box. All right, we don't need to be doing that.
If you're gay, you're gay. If you're trans, you're trans. If you're white, you're white. If you're black, you're black. I just don't care.
Yeah. But don't.
That's what it is in America. Just
don't force it on us.
Be
saying
yourself.
Like,
yeah.
I'm gay. You need to. It's like, no, I don't.
I'm gay. Take my throat in your cock. Whoa.
Take my load, huh?
Did you even hear what I said?
Yeah,
I said take my throat in your cock.
Your cock, yeah. You had that back.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Good job, Dylan. Are we going to compare bread and dough now?
No, because, I'm trying to make you feel better. Because you've been stumbling over your words.
Now all you did was make me feel bad, because now you just did that on purpose.
I didn't do it on purpose. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, well.
You think I did that shit on purpose? No.
I wouldn't put it past you, considering how much I'm humbling here today.
Humbling?
I did that one on purpose, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm not.
So, with the Stanley Cup Finals going on right now, I'd like to put my apologies.
Who's clapping cheeks in the back?
It was my pen.
Okay, because I fucking heard it.
My pen's getting down on the farm with another pen. They're going to make a baby pen.
That's all I heard. I was like, who's clapping?
I'd like to give apologies to Dallas Stars fans out there. The other night, they were playing the Edmonton Oilers, right? And...
Uh-oh.
It was game 5, right? I turned on the game, and it's 0. I think it was 0-0 or something like that. Or it was tied 2-2, maybe. It was tied 2-2, right? Okay. No, not Ballerina. It was 2-2. And I turned on the game because I hadn't been watching it, and I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot they're playing tonight. I turned it on, and it's 2. I'm like, oh, it's a good game, 2-2. There's like a handful of minutes left in the second period. I turned it on. Immediately, like 30 seconds later, Edmonton goes down and scores. Oh, okay, that sucks, right? A minute later, or like 2 minutes later, Edmonton goes down and scores again. I'm like, damn, apparently I'm bad luck. I turn on the game, and Edmonton immediately goes down and scores twice. So I apologize, Dallas fans. I turned on the game, and right after I turned on the game is when Edmonton scored twice. I apologize for that. I know it's my fault. I turned off the game after that, but the damage is already done. Dallas lost that game. My apologies, guys.
Oh, shit.
My apologies. Oh, no, that was game 4, not game 5. Excuse me. My apologies for that. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to do that. Don't you ever do that when you're watching something, right? You're like, oh, I'm going to watch this. And then you turn it on. It's like, oh, my team's winning, right? And then the other team immediately scores whatever you're watching like 2 or 3 times. Like, oh, fuck, turn it back. You know, it's bad juju. I turn it away. I do that shit all the time with, like, if we could watch the Red Wings. Like, oh, shit, they're doing better when we weren't watching. I guess we can't watch. Turn it to something else. Fucking Barbie it is. Guess we got to watch My Little Pony tonight. God damn it.
So if the Edmonton Oilers win tomorrow, they're not going to Game 7 then?
Correct, because Edmonton won Game 5, so they're going to play Game 6 tomorrow night. Tonight is Game 6 between Florida and the Rangers. And if Florida wins that game, they're going to go to the Stanley Cup Finals. But if the Rangers win that game, then they'll go to Game 7 in 2 nights. So that would be Monday night. Yes, Monday night, I believe.
Gotcha.
You know what's great in this world? When karma works out, right?
Oh, my God. Yes, honestly.
So I'm driving through Virginia here, or West Virginia, excuse me, and it's hilly. It's a little on the hilly side, but I got past the part where it's like super hilly, and it's a little bit flatter part on I-77, and I had caught the semi. Now, the speed limit through there is 70, all right? I'm doing 75, so I'm already doing 5 over the limit, right? I catch the semi, and I move out to pass him, right? And I could see in my mirror there was a Beamer, a guy in a Beamer convertible coming, but it's not like when I pulled out, it's not like I cut him off where he had like, oh, slam on the brakes and shit. I mean, he was still quite a ways behind. It wasn't that big of a deal, right?
Yeah.
I pass the semi and pull back over, right? And the guy in the Beamer, he's still behind me, right? I move back over and he immediately like gets it. Well, again, remember, I'm still doing 70, right? And he blows my doors off, doing at least 85, 90, right? While the median, it was like the median was hilled, so you couldn't see the other direction of traffic because of the hill that was in the median. While then there was like a low spot in the median, you can see where there was an access between the ways where, you know, authorized vehicles only, like one of them things of access U-turn.
Yeah.
But because of the hill, you couldn't see if there was a cop sitting towards the middle of that access, right? Well, we come up. Well, sure as shit, there's a cop sitting there, right? And the Beamer's doing like 85, right? I can see the cop before the Beamer did because I'm sitting higher, right? I see the cop. I'm like, oh man, is he gonna light his ass up? Shit. Beamer sees him, right? Slows down, right? And slams on the brakes. I look, cop flicks on his lights, pulls out, and goes and pulls over there. I'm like, yeah, fuck you, you little prick ass in the Beamer. Fuck you, asshole. Seriously,
dude,
you couldn't
I love that shit.
I did not slow down your life. I know he was pissed off because I pulled out and I slowed him down. Like, bitch, I'm already doing 5 over the limit. What more do you want me to do? 6? I can only do so much, all right? It's not like I pulled out doing 50. All right? I didn't slow you. I didn't set you back in life that far. It was like maybe, I don't know, 15 seconds you fell behind. Oh, big deal. Not even that. Fucking get over it. And then he speeds up and gets pulled. I'm like, yeah, fuck you, you asshole in the Beamer. Have you met anybody who's not a prick that drives a Beamer? Because I'm still waiting to meet that. Yeah. Everybody that drives a Beamer, A, doesn't use turn signals, and B, is a prick. And not just a part-time prick, full-time prick. That's who they are.
There was, I was dropping Brianna off one day, and it's like fucking 7:30 in the morning because she had to be to work at 8. And, no, we're cruising down on 131. And I had noticed, because I was doing like 75, and obviously I'm one of the only other people on the road, but I saw a cop up ahead, so I tapped my brakes and I'm like, I'm going to slow down just in case, he's feeling a little bit spicy today.
I'm going to light up the guy only doing 5 over in Michigan.
Yeah, oh, hey, you don't know.
No, I get it. If you're in a pack of cars doing 100... But there's like,
oh yeah, there's no way.
He's not going to pull you over, right? Because there's no way he's going to pull you over because you can.
He'll catch the fucking straggler. He doesn't care.
Why aren't you going to pull over the other 29 cars? They were doing 100 too. Why are you pulling me over?
So I was doing 75. So I slowed down to like 72. Not a big deal, whatever.
Right.
And so there was a person behind me, and I slowed down, and they saw me hit my brakes, and obviously they must have been like, "What the fuck is wrong with this dude?" And it blow my doors off. Well, we passed the cop, like, relatively at the same time. He was a little ahead of me. Well, the cop pulls out as soon as I pass him. I'm like, oh, shit, am I going to get pulled over? And this cop's, like, following me, cuts in the other lane, flicks his lights on, takes off. I'm like, oh, shit, he got the other dude. Hell yeah.
Fuck him.
Yeah, it was funny.
I bet he pulled in behind you just to see if you, because, to read your plate and then see if you had, like, any warrants out for your arrest, or just to make sure your plate was up to date, was registered. And he's like, oh, nope, this guy's kosher. All right, fuck the other dude.
He was speeding. Get his ass.
Yeah, right?
Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
I love, and there's so many other times I see people do stupid shit. I'm like, oh, fuck, if there was just a cop here, man. If there was just a cop, it would be great.
Oh my God. I know one specific time. Obviously, you've driven on 28th Street, Michigan, right?
Yes. Who would fuck
That's hell on fucking high water right there. That's like if, I tell people, if you take the whole Grand Rapids city traffic, like just the pains and fucking turbulations of driving in the city, and put that on a street in Grand Rapids, it'd be 28th Street. Because, I mean, you see some shit on 28th Street, all right?
Yeah.
So I'm going down 28th Street, and there was a fucking doucher fuck in a Ford Ranger, a red Ford Ranger.
A Ranger Danger.
Motherfucking Ford Ranger.
Danger Ranger.
Some fucking asshole, right? And he's, like, swerving in and out of traffic, and he starts riding my ass. And I'm getting pissed. I'm like, all right, you're being a prick, and now you're fucking riding my ass, you little motherfucker. So test me. So I'm going a little faster than everybody else, but then I start going up on this one dude, and I make it to where the dude next to me is riding my corner panel. Like, yeah. I'm, like, in time with him.
Right.
So the Ford Ranger can't do anything. I'm like, yeah, go fuck yourself. This fucking dude he was fucking pissed. Slams his brakes, cuts over to the other lane, and then drives into the middle lane and just takes off.
Oh, in the center turn lane?
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, you fucking doucher fuck? So, I just turned off where I had to turn off, and I'm like, yeah, what a fucking prick, dude. What a fucking douche.
Well, okay, so this goes down. I'm just bitching about people not, me in a semi only going 5 over. Okay, now I'm in a semi, right? Now, the general thing in Michigan is if you're not doing 10 over, you're not doing a speed limit, right?
Hell, I would even say fucking if you're not doing 5 over.
Well, if you're not doing at least 5 over, you're not doing the speed limit. But preferably, everybody does about, unless you're driving through a neighborhood, right? But if you're driving on a road that's the speed limit's 55 or higher, everybody does 10 over. That's just how it is in Michigan, right? So I'm driving home from work. This was just the other fucking day. And where I live, there is a college, and the college obviously colleges are done this year, right? So most of the students have already gone home, which is nice because then traffic basically is cut in half once the college is out, which is awesome. Oh, yeah. Love that shit, right? It's great between May and first half of August because all the little douchey fucking cunt college kids are gone, right? Well, I'm driving home, right, and going down the main road. It's 4-lane divided boulevard. So me and this other guy, we catch up to these two people, and they're legit. Okay, granted, they are doing like 59, 60, 5 over because the speed limit's 55, but they're driving side by side.
Oh, and my God.
One person would like slowly start moving ahead and then like stop, and then the other person would move and catch up and stop, and it's like, I want to do 65, okay? Just somebody pass somebody, please, for the love of God, right? So I'm like riding the ass of one thinking like, well, maybe if I can, even if I make them slow down because I'm riding their ass, at least we can unclog the fucking traffic jam that's behind these two cunts, right? And so I'm riding the ass of this fuckwad, right? And this other pickup truck behind me, he's riding my ass, and so I'm trying to like move over a little bit so he can see around me and see like, hey, I'm not the fucking asshole here. There's a doucher fuck in front of me. That's the problem, right? Well, the guy in the pickup truck then moved to the right lane, so he's tried to help push, get behind the other person and tailgate them to get them to do something. Finally, the guy in front of me hit as we call a roundy round or a loop-de-loop in Michigan, a Michigan left. And so then the guy in the pickup truck sees that. He swoops in back behind me, and then me and him just fucking gut it and just blow their fucking doors off. Like, seriously, somebody pass somebody.
Right,
for Christ's sakes. You guys are a rolling roadblock. My God. The left lane is for passing, not for driving the same speed as the dickwads in the right lane. All right? Somebody do something. I don't care if you decide to wreck yourself through the ditch. At least I can get through then, dick. For Christ's sakes. And it wasn't like... You know, I just told the story, oh, but you drove passing that semi. Yeah, but first of all, I was actively passing a semi. And second of all, that was for no more than a mile. These two fuckwads drove side by side for 7 miles. And we could not get around them until finally one of them did something and hit a Michigan left. We could not pass them for 7 miles. I was ready to cut a bitch. Like, for Christ's sakes, do something.
Yeah, no fucking shit, dude.
If I had a piece of shit car rather than a really nice truck, I would have punted some fucker. Because I was getting pissed off. There's a difference between passing somebody, doing 5 over, and driving side by side with somebody, doing 5 over.
Yeah, no shit.
Because when you're passing, I know eventually I'm going to be able to get around you. When you're driving side by side, I don't know if I'm ever going to get around you. And that's a problem. God, it just pisses me off. And I'm thinking, like, the fucking college kids are gone, and I'm still having this issue. What the actual fuck? It's 7 o'clock at night, and we got a traffic jam.
There was one dude that I used to work with, and he went to that college, and he said he was going down the street, and he was doing 115.
You could get wound up going down, especially if you go down the hill over the river. Oh, yeah, they'll get it wound up to, like, because people won't drive with their crews, so they'll go flying down that hill at, like, 80 miles an hour, right? And then they'll go across the flats, and then they'll go up the next hill, and they'll slow down to, like, 50. Which is annoying as fuck, too. It's like, your car has cruise. Set the fucking cruise at, like, 65 and just leave it the fuck there. For Christ's sakes.
Especially if you don't know how to drive with your foot. Like,
yeah.
Fucking A.
God damn. You know, but the problem is...
I use cruise because it's convenient for me, but I know how to drive with my foot.
Yeah, I use cruise because it's one less thing I got to worry about. The truck will hold itself at 65 or 80 or 130, whatever I set it at, right? I don't need to worry about that. I just need to worry about not hitting the school children going to Epstein's Island along the side of the road. That's all I need to worry about now. Now, we just got done talking about the cost of gaming, right? You know what the fuck's also getting out of goddamn control?
What?
The price of cars.
Oh, my God.
But before we do that, Dylan, what is your fact of the week? You probably don't have it ready, do you?
My fact of the week? Of course I have it ready.
Oh, because we were doing.
Of course, I have it ready.
Oh, of course he does. So, we didn't do it last week, but for you that don't know, while Dylan gets his fact of the week here ready, because I know he doesn't have it ready. We've been doing states the last.
To find the right states.
We've been doing states the last 2 times. I think you ended with Iowa.
Louisiana.
Well, it should be an odd number. I don't think you did Louisiana. Maybe you did. I don't remember.
Oh, no. If I did, I did Iowa and Kansas last time.
What was the Kansas one?
Flatter than a pancake thing.
Oh, yeah, you did that one.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
What's after Kansas? Kentucky?
Yes. Kentucky,
okay, I don't think you did Kentucky.
Louisiana Popeyes.
No, I think he did Louisiana, too, because what was Louisiana?
Louisiana is 18.
Right, but what is Louisiana's
fact?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because the frenzy for a touchdown caused a earthquake.
Yeah. So then after Louisiana is what?
Is Maine.
Maine?
We're in the M's. We're in the M's now.
I don't think you did add it. Yeah. There's like 8 states that start with M, I think.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, yeah, 8. Damn, you called it.
Damn right, I'm right.
Okay, so Maine and Maryland. So Maine is the loneliest number. Okay? The single state whose name is just one syllable. The lone state that borders precisely one other state. And the only state whose official flower, the pine cone, is not a flower.
Our official flavor of ice cream is dirt.
Bruh, what? Yeah, their main flower is not a flower. So, or their state flower is not a flower. Then what flower is it?
Our state bird is a black bear.
It's an otter.
Yeah, an otter. You know.
Our state bird is a beaver.
Yeah, our motto is not the land of 10,000 lakes, it's the land of 10,000 counties, you know? What?
A county for every one person?
Yeah, land of 10,000 counties. How many counties do you have? 30. So where's the other 9,700 or 970 then? Oh.
I don't know if this one's true, but Maryland is the wealthiest state in the country as measured by median household income.
I believe that. You know how many fucking politicians live in Maryland?
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
And all politicians are crooked and corrupt. They've fucking siphoned money off from something through backdoor business deals. That's no fucking surprise.
Baltimore, Maryland, Boston. Is Boston in Maryland?
Fuck no, you dumbass retard. It's in Massachusetts.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Fuck.
Maybe there is a Boston, Maryland.
There might be.
Let's look it up. Let's see.
I don't know. Boston, Maryland. It could be. I think there's a Boston, Michigan.
Yes, we do. And we also have...
We also have a Nashville, Michigan, too.
Yes.
See, Michigan's one of those funky states where we have some funky ass names, and you won't actually know how to say the names of these towns you won't say them properly if you're from outside of Michigan or if you haven't lived in Michigan. Like, we have a town called Charlotte. At least it makes you think that it's Charlotte because it's spelled the exact same as Charlotte, as in Charlotte, North Carolina. But Dylan, how is the actual town of Charlotte, Michigan pronounced?
I don't know, actually.
You don't know? It's not. It looks like Charlotte, but it's actually pronounced Charlotte. Why? Don't fucking know. That's just how it is, right? Who knows?
Or you'll see like some bullshit on. You'll be like, "How the fuck do you pronounce that?" It's like, it's Charlevoix. Yeah, like that is not how that looks like. All right.
It's well, if you think about it, if you think about how LaCroix is spelled, because LaCroix ends with IX. Charlevoix ends with IX. So if you think of the same thing, but looking at it, you're like, what the fuck? I got V's, I got X's, I got I's where they shouldn't be, L's, I got Char, I get that, but what the fuck's going on after there? It's like having a good haircut up front, but then a mullet in the back. This is up front, party in the back. What's going on here? You got the town of Ypsilanti, which if you look at it, you're like, how do you say this? Lepsin? No, it's Yip. It starts with Y, but it's pronounced Ypsilanti. Don't know why. It's just how it is.
Like some people say what you were about to say. They say Ypsilanti or Ypsilanti.
Yeah, it's Ypsilanti, Michigan.
Ypsilanti.
Not that hard. I actually learned there's a road
Boston. There's not a Boston, Maryland, but there's a Boston, Alabama, Georgia, India, Kentucky, Louisville. Boston,
we don't care.
Louisville, a neighborhood in Louisville, Kentucky. Man, get the fuck out of here.
It's not Louisville. It's Louisville.
Louisville. Missouri, New York.
Syllable.
Ohio.
We don't care about Boston. Fuck Boston.
Sorry, there's a 4 Boston in Ohio for some reason.
There's 4 different Bostons in Ohio?
Yes.
Are you for real?
County, Licking County? Highland County, Belmont County. Why is there a licking county in Ohio?
Is there a sniffing county too? What about tasting? County? I can hear the county.
Pennsylvania, Texas, Virginia, 2 in Virginia.
I feel like I feel like
Mountains. That's not Boston. Then you.
No, it's got Boston in the name. I feel like sniffing county would be a good place where you put all the sex offenders.
Or all the coke addicts.
Yeah, sniffing and touching counting is where you put all the sex offenders.
I can't keep my hands to myself. Yeah,
Daddy,
clearly.
I want to go to touching county. No, you don't.
No, we.
No, you don't.
Well, damn. There's one meme. That's like, you don't go there. You don't ever go there. You know what I'm talking about? It's something like that. Oh, fuck, it's going to bother me if I can't remember it now.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow, no. It's an Adventure Time thing. It's Tier 16. Tier 16! You never go Tier 16! Don't ever... You stay away from there.
Oh, so it's kind of like the whole Robert Downey Jr. You're there, like, you never go full retard.
Oh, yeah. You never go full retard.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, hey. By the way, same movie, Tropic Thunder. You know Ben Stiller's Simple Billy? You remember what he looks like?
Vaguely.
Well, if you go to Google Images at some point, search up Simple Billy, Tropic Thunder, and that's what Michael looks like, apparently. And it makes sense, too.
All right, let's see here. Simple Billy, Tropic Thunder. Dude, if you want to talk about a guy who drives a jacked up Prius, that's who this guy is.
What's even funnier is that he's thinking about getting a BMW. That's funny.
Oh. So now he's going to be a queer. All right.
No, he's going to be a prick. He's already...
Well, he's already got the hit and run
zesty.
And not using the blinker down to a pat, so...
There you go.
Yeah, he's already halfway there. Just needs the fucking big Mexican woman, and he's all set.
So
speaking of cars, like I said, cars have gotten out of price. So I'm listening to this commercial on the radio, right? And it's for a car dealership in the Lansing area who have horse stables. Dylan, do you know what car dealership I'm talking about?
Yep.
Okay. And
are we not going to say who they are?
Nah.
Okay, because I know who you're talking about.
Okay, so they'll go on the radio, and I got a problem with how they do their commercials on the radio because it sounds like they've been told, all right, you have one take to fill these 60 seconds for this ad read. Don't fuck it up. And they always fuck it up because there's always something that's like, why don't you guys do more than one take? All right, because it sounds like shit. You talking over each other, fuckers stumbling, he's saying the wrong shit. For Christ's sakes, put a little effort into it, all right? Leave the low effort shit to us, all right?
Yeah, exactly. God damn it.
Fuck. So, they're talking about, oh, we have this, that, because it's a Chevy dealership. And we're like, oh, we have this on the lot. You could pay, $329 down, $329 a month is their whole deal or whatever, right? Well, they're talking about, oh, we have a Hummer EV, which first of all look fucking ridiculous, right? I have actually not seen one Hummer EV on there. I've seen one, right? I've seen more Tesla Cybertrucks than I've seen Hummer EV.
Oh, dude, speaking of that,
Can I finish?
You know how I said that I haven't seen the Tesla
Cybertruck? Yeah.
Yeah, we saw two of them the last, 2 days.
And did you get dumber after looking at them?
Yeah.
Yeah. You start growing
stupid.
buck teeth and shit, looking like beaver.
Man, those windows look good to lick.
You can lick the outside. Driver can lick the inside. But they were talking about the Hummer EV, and they're like, yeah, we got one of the Hummer, and it's I think it's probably like a higher trim level because it was like the XSE or something like that. Only $126,000. Only $126,000. That's not how you say that shit. Only 100. Okay, if that's only the only price, what the fuck's regular price? $127,000? Holy shit! Only $126,000.
Only a small house.
Yeah, fucking A, man. Like, Jesus Christ. That's only $126,000.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Are you for real? First of all, that's ridiculous to pay for a Hummer EV. I can buy a fucking top-of-the-line Corvette with everything on it, including hookers and cocaine, and still have money left over for the $126,000, and have a lot more fucking fun in it than I would with a Hummer EV. $126,000? Are you shitting me? Hashtag ridiculous. That is retardedly high. Oh my god.
I don't even see it on here.
Probably because it's like one of those. Like, it was like when Jeep was selling the Grand Wagoneers, and then you had the regular Grand Wagoneer, and then you had the Grand Wagoneer Long. Dude, they would put on the commercials, starting price $79,995. That's the starting price.
Wow!
Holy
Beautiful.
shit, dude! I could buy a bitch ass F-150 for $80,000. Holy fuck! That's the starting price. Jesus. Cars are getting ridiculous. Well, it's when these fucking union workers want $80 an hour. Yeah, it's going to drive the cost of cars up. Fucking hell. All right, Dylan. We're going to try something here that we haven't really tried, so hopefully this goes good. I don't know how to do this to where you won't hear yourself, but I'm going to stream my screen so you can see some of these old videos that I got here. I want to do... What if I do the tab? It'll pick up the audio. All right, Dylan, are you ready?
Oh my god.
Oh, he's still hung up on the Hummer EV thing.
They look fucking terrible.
They look dumb, first of all. That's what I'm saying. They look stupid. But I saw this video on the old Twitter the other day, and it's one of these things where it's like, you're not mad, but you're just disappointed. So, Let's go ahead and play. I hope this shit picks it up.
I can't be the only person on the planet that didn't know that you can just pick a piece of fruit off the tree and eat it. I had a friend.
Now, okay. I first heard that, and I'm like,
oh my God.
Hold on. I first heard that, and my first thought was, well, yeah, you shouldn't be walking onto other people's property and picking their fruit off the tree. That's kind of, I don't know, trespassing, okay? But it gets a lot worse. That was my first thought, but it gets a lot worse.
Come over a few weeks ago, and she was like, Carly, why do you have a bag of lemons in your fridge? And I said, oh, well, I use lemons in my cooking a lot, and sometimes I put them in my sparkling water. And she was just like, no, but why do you have a bag of lemons from the store? And I said, oh, well, sometimes I cook with them, and I also put them in. And she said, no, you have a lemon tree outside. And I said, okay. She said, so why do you buy lemons? And I said, because I cook with them. And she says, Carly, you have a lemon tree. You just pick the lemons off the tree and you put them in your food or in your sparkling water. And I said, don't you have to do something to them?
Yeah, don't you have to, like, molest them or something like that? How do you give them that sweet, sour flavor? What the...
How do you make them sour? Start roasting the shit out of them. You're ugly, lemon.
And she said, what do you mean? And I said, you don't have to do anything to the lemons? And she was...
No, you have to take the lemon and, like, caress it and be like, oh, you've been such a bad boy today. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to show you who's boss. What do you think?
Hey, why does my lemon have a weird hole in it?
Why? I think that would sting us all hell. If we used a lemon as a pocket pussy.
I'm gonna unfuck your lemon.
All right. I got some homework to be done. I don't know who's gonna do it, but I want to know, what does lemon juice in a vagina feel like?
I will not task Brianna with that.
Oh, well, that's why I didn't task Brianna with it. I'm just like, but I want someone to do it. I can't do it for obvious reason. I have twig and berry, so a little hard to put it in the vagina.
And I can't do it because I have carrot and two radishes.
That's right. But, like, what does it feel like? Because, if you put lemon juice on, like, bare skin or, like, a cut, hurts like hell, right? Stings like a motherfucker. So what is it? What, like,
bare skin?
Or, like, if you have, like, a cut,
Okay, yeah. If you have a cut.
I said bare skin. I meant a cut. Like, if you have a paper cut.
Stroke it out today.
Dude, it's bad. I didn't do this during the fucking first podcast either. I was pretty good during that. This one, I'm just like, hey, man, take your head, sir. Man, take your head, sir. Man, take your head, sir. But, like, what does it feel like? Is it, maybe it'll disinfect it? It'll make these fucking smelly ass fish smelling coochie fuckers out here have good smelling pussy or something. Ooh, it smells like damn it,
it smells zesty. Wow.
No, it smells like pine sol. All right, it's my favorite.
Pretty upset, which I guess I am one of the very few people. I didn't think that I was one of the very few people, but maybe I am one of the very few people that didn't know that there is nothing that you have to do to a lemon before you eat it from a tree. You can just take it off the tree. Am I the only I'm 28, for reference.
Oofs.
Holy shit. And these are the people that are allowed to vote?
And they're here to save our world. Holy shit. Fuck me.
I want to cry.
Oh my god. Like I said, I can't even be mad. I'm just disappointed.
Dude,
I'm just disappointed.
What the fuck? Holy shit!
What?
Dude, it's worse.
What's worse?
The Hummer EV. If you get, like, the top of the line, it's called 3 times Omega limited edition pickup.
Yeah.
150,000. 150,000.
Oh my god! Fucking hell!
I did not see
150 grand.
Oh! I was gonna say I haven't seen one that's 100 over or under 100,000. That's a lie. There's actually one that's 94,000.
Oh, bargain.
Only 94,000.
Yeah, it's a bargain. Okay, so I understand. I understand why they said only 126 grand. Well, hell, that's like 20% off compared to the 150 grand one.
Yeah, no shit.
All right, I understand why. I understand that now.
Hey,
okay,
we're all good now.
Do you ever have someone who gets who maybe took the investigative process of something a little too serious, and maybe took way too many notes than they should have?
It sure as shit isn't me.
Okay, well, I guess this Houston school teacher got caught basically making, not straight up porn, but like not doing shit in the classroom, not when kids are there, but like doing shit in the classroom that should not be done in a classroom. And this guy is going to break it down for us of what she did.
Hours, stripping down butt naked, bending over, and showing everything on the video, and all you could see was cellulite hanging in pubic hair. This is a disgrace and a shame. This is the type of educator and teacher that is in the classroom. And she made multiple videos. Yes, the district was unaware until we brought this to their attention. But what we're asking you to do now is to go even further. Nullifying her contract is not enough. This woman obviously had lost her damn mind. She needs psychotropic medication.
This guy is the most black shit I've heard ever. She lost her damn mind. She needs some psychotropic medication.
Reminds me of Stanley from The Office. Have you lost your damn mind? Because I'll help you find it.
All you can see was cellulite hanging from pubic hair.
Pulls out her breasts, and she's juggling them. Look like she's about to fall over. Then she bends over and pulls down her pennies.
Why did he say pulls down her pennies? Why did he say it like that?
Oh,
pennies.
Yeah, he's disappointed. That's true.
Down her pennies.
Like the dramatic pause, pulls down her
pennies.
Like the dramatic pause.
Spread.
This guy honestly watched the video multiple times, and he's trying to sound upset about it, but you know he definitely fucking cranked it up to it.
Her cheeks. I'm not lying. I'm telling you what's on the video.
Yes, you are. You basically given us the complete transcript of the video.
Her cheeks. This is madness. This woman should classroom.
I fucking love that. All you can see is
stripping down butt naked, bending over, and showing everything on the video, and all you could see was cellulite hanging in pubic hair.
I love that. All you could see was cellulite hanging in pubic hair. Pulls down her pennies.
Is she doing this in the classroom?
Yeah, here. Somebody posted the video here on the comments of Twitter, though.
Oh, shit.
I like how it says Hood News Peep. Exclusive. Oh, I love it. Yeah, and then the dumbass bitch throws her face on the video. Like, good job. I just love that. I don't care. I mean, it's wrong that she shouldn't be doing that, but just how he went about that was the blackest shit I've heard in a long time. Just how the fucking mannerisms he used, how he was saying it, his accent is perfect. I mean, absolutely. I thought he was going to tell me some shit about Jesus here in a minute. I mean, that's how close to like a priest it was. I loved every second of that. It was great.
Like, I don't get. I really don't understand why. Like, she could do whatever she wants in the. In her private house. But why in the classroom?
Why in the classroom, man? You couldn't wait 20 minutes till you got home until you fucking, I don't know, inserted shit into your vagina? My God. Why you gotta do that shit in the classroom? Holy hell. So we're gonna go, speaking of about schools, we're gonna go into another debate here.
All you can see was cellulite and pubic hair.
All you can see was cellulite hanging in pubic hair. It pulls down her pennies. Fucking love it. Cellulite and pubic hair. I love it. So, speaking of, for going with schools, I saw that this bill was making its way through the Mississippi houses, I believe. Senate and legislative houses. I believe in Mississippi. Southern state. Either Mississippi or Louisiana. I can't remember exactly which one. About how the law is, at least how I interpret it. Now, it could be wrong because obviously news sources are really good about stretching the truth. But from what I gathered, it was the bill was saying how any publicly funded schools, so basically all public schools, right, have to have a poster that has the 10 Commandments on it in every classroom.
Mute me. Because I'm going to get pissed.
Sounds like Dylan's about to get pissed. Now, I don't know if there's...
No, I mean like me on your side.
Why?
I can hear myself.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Because I want to be... I'm not going to be screaming, but I am going to be like, you know...
I forgot. So how this works now is when I stream my screen through Discord last time, it would capture the audio, but how I do it now, I have to unmute it through my mixer, which then Dylan will hear himself, and I'm hoping it's not doubled up on... I don't think it's doubled up. I think it just means you can hear it again. I hope.
Yeah, I think... So, but
how I get is that all publicly funded schools have to have the 10 Commandments in the classrooms. Now, if that's completely true, there is a little thing called separation of state and church and state. I don't know how that would stand in a legal thing. Now, it could be that whoever wrote the article or the news organization fucking stretched it, and it's not actually what it says.
Right.
Because, that's never been done before.
Right.
But I'm going to turn this over to Dylan, and we're going to hear Dylan's thoughts on it, because it sounds like he's a little amped up about it.
I don't have an issue with people believing in whatever religion. I really don't, but like you said, there is a separation of church and state. That means whatever beliefs you hold, that stays outside. Unless it is a school that is privately funded, then they can talk about whatever they want, right?
Yeah.
Essentially.
Right.
Essentially, it's what it gets broken down to. Not it's just a broad term of things. But, oh my God. Oh, like, okay, for example, when I was in middle school, before I moved over to where, I used to live.
You finished off your schooling, yes.
We had a teacher, it's kind of funny, science teacher, who was a Christian. And he made note of that. He's like, I believe in a certain thing, but this is not what, the education of books tells you. And that's what I'm here to teach. So I'm not going to bring up my personal beliefs. I'm not allowed to. But, he was just warning us about it. Like, if he does accidentally slip up and say, whatever.
Right.
But he's like, I'm going to keep it separate. That's not what I'm here to teach you. If you want to learn that, go to church. So I respect that. The thing is why in the fuck are you pushing religious shit onto schools when people get pissed off when they get shit pushed onto them? And I'm talking about, like, the Christian people. Like, if you push on them, you have to accept gay people because they're part of your society, but then you're not going to accept people that don't believe in your God. Like, that just is it's hypocrisy in of itself is exactly what it is. Like, and I'm not saying, like, you don't have to accept people, like, gay people or whatever your religious says you don't have to. Like, because that's just your belief. But you have to be, like, respectful of them. Like, they're there. They're not going to leave anywhere. You just have to live with them. Like, that's all, But you can't put that in schools. You can't be like, by the way, our God says you can hate people for being who they are. Just make sure, they don't bring that up to you. Or whatever. Like, I don't get it. I don't get why you need to teach the 10 Commandments in fucking public schools when that's not the function of public schools. The public schools are meant for, oh yeah, by the way, this is the world history, this is the U.S. history, here's some math, science, whatever. You know what religion does? Oh, by the way, science doesn't exist. God created everything. What? Huh? Then who the fuck made God? You're not allowed to ask that question? We'll kill you for it. Guess what? We're going to do what they did in the Bible. We're going to stone your ass. Get him to the yard. Get him to the yard.
No, we're going to do how we did it back in the 1800s. Stone and tar and feather. Tar and feather.
Tar and feather, motherfuckers. But here's the thing. In public schools, there should obviously be a point in time where you do talk about religious things because it is part of the world history. But the problem with a lot of schools that introduce religious things, they start changing the curriculum for it. They start making it to where, like, a lot of Christian people don't believe in the evolution theory because God exists in their lives. And the evolution theory obviously debunks, like, okay. Now, in all faith, and by the way, I am talking about this. I'm not talking about my ass. I did read some of the Bible, and I will continue to read the Bible because I actually want to know the wording that they use in it. And yes, there is no evolution of anybody. It's literally God made Adam, and then God took Adam's rib and made Eve, and then they smooshed and had kids, and then somehow they found other people and they had kids, and then those other people had kids. So you're not going to get a bunch of ancestral, full circle family trees instead of a family tree.
Like British royal type
more like
shit
a bush.
Here.
Yeah.
More like a bush. Well, then you need to shave that bush.
So, my big problem is the Bible says, I guess, I haven't got to this part, but the Bible says that you can't accept a man who loves another man or whatever. So you can't accept somebody who's gay, essentially. And that doesn't sit right with me only because, if you're gay, you're gay. You really can't help it. Like, if you really think about it, the things that people have done based on religion is fucked up. We've had wars. We continue to have wars because of religion. We've had things called conversion camps for gay people because the Christian religion says you're not accepted, you have to be changed. It's like, I don't want to be teaching that in schools or that way in schools unless it's about history. Like, hey, by the way, during the 80s, we had this thing called conversion camps where gay people would go because some religious fuck got butthurt about it.
Sounds like a good idea. Oh.
Yeah, you know what? That sounds pretty good. Let's do that. I'm not dogging on people.
That's never been done before, has it?
Like, and I don't want to dog on people. Like, obviously your beliefs are your beliefs. And when I say that you have to accept people, you just have to respect them for what they choose. Like, and I'm not talking about, obviously there's certain people you don't have to respect if they don't respect you. Like, and I will never respect a pedophile. I'm sorry, go fuck yourself. Fuck off and die. I really don't care. You're the scum of the earth. But people just need to realize that people are different from one another. They're going to have different beliefs than you. Like, my Nana, she full-on Christian lady, okay? And, but she's gotten more accepting of people who are, gay and stuff. And I don't love her any less because of what she believes in. She just believes in it. It's like, I'm going to cut you out of my life because, you believe in God or whatever. No, I just be more accepting of others is pretty much it. I just don't like the idea of having an educational system based solely on religious texts that were written by a man, and we all know that men lie.
Oh, there we go. I was waiting for some comedic relief in there.
No, I just...
Well, like I said, I don't know.
You just have to be careful with it.
I don't know if it's one of them deals where it's like you just have to have the poster up, or do you have to like actively teach it, or it just has to be there. I don't know. I don't know.
I feel as though like if it was a private religious school, because there are quite a few in those in America.
Well, yeah, like a Catholic school.
Yeah,
or
those
Christian
make
school.
sense.
Yeah, because
those make sense.
That makes sense because they're not getting
because
money
they're actively teaching it.
Right, and they're also not getting money from the government because they're a private school.
Where state schools are, and obviously in the Constitution. Is
Right.
it in the Constitution?
What?
That there has to be a separation of state and church.
I don't know if that's necessarily in the Constitution. I think it was a Supreme Court ruling.
I think it's just a law. I think it's a law.
It's not necessarily a law. It's
an
just a
amendment.
Supreme Court ruling that there has to be a separation of church and state because of the First Amendment. So it's technically in the Constitution, just not. It doesn't directly say it, but it's indirectly in the Constitution, in the Bill of Rights. Oops, sorry.
So I just and it's nothing against like people that like again, nothing against people that believe in this stuff. But there is a difference between teaching somebody facts and teaching somebody propaganda. It's essentially what religion is.
Communism.
And by propaganda, I mean it's essentially like somebody is technically showing and forcing you to believe in this type of thing because that's what it is. Because they're right and nobody else is. Like the Christian faith, there's only one God. There will only ever be one God, and no one can be more powerful than that God, and nobody can be all knowing than that God, and nobody can be more good than that God. And there's a lot. Dude. There's a lot of things I have an issue with religion, and I brought it up numerous times. Big one, the Holy Trinity. It makes no fucking sense. No sense. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit are all God, but they can't be each other. Then how are they all one person?
True.
How are they all one person if they're separate people?
Yeah, it's.
I don't make sense. And again with the Bible. Yeah, that is technically written by a dude. And what if that dude did lie? Just like, oh yeah, Adam and Eve lived for 1,000 years.
Yeah, and that stupid ass Adam ate a fucking apple and ruined everything, dickwad.
Well, I mean, Eve.
Or
ate
Eve
the
did,
apple.
whatever. Do you think does it sound like I actively practice Christianity?
You think I care? But, and the greatest point that I've ever heard is from one Mr. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I thought you were just about to say from a neo-Nazi, and I was like, don't.
From one of the most racist people.
I was like, ooh, damn, I'm going to sit down for this. See what's great there is with Discord, that would have cut out your laughter there. But I heard all of it. It was great. Cackling like an old fucking lady who just got some dick for the first time in 30 years.
Excuse me. But Neil deGrasse
advice from a neo-Nazi. Next week we have the KKK as our special guest.
So why do you believe in your opinion, and why is it so good?
Yeah, no, we sit down. So, how's the hanging business?
So, burning wood. I heard you guys love to do it.
Is that how you guys learned the alphabet? Today's letter T. Set it on fire.
Lowercase specifically. But Neil deGrasse Tyson says, if we today wipe all the knowledge from Earth and from everybody, let's restart all the knowledge, right? But specifically, let's take religious books and science books, wipe them both. Nobody remembers anything. You know what will happen? Science books will come back in 1,000 years, and they will be the exact same science books as we have today.
Wow.
Well, obviously not exactly, but all the exact same premises.
Right, same ideas.
Premises, yes, same idea, like gravity. There's going to be gravity. There's going to be laws of motion, equal and opposite reaction, no matter what, because those are just the laws of our world, of physics. They're tangible things. You know what's going to be highly different from what we have today? Religion. Because it's already different today. If you go to different things, because everybody interprets it differently. Whereas science, you don't interpret it differently. You're just saying it in a different language.
Yeah.
From one place to another. Like, a good example of the science thing, back in World War II, when people were creating the atomic bomb, different countries were finding, or different physicists from different countries were finding the exact same thing about nuclear fission. That if you take a neutron and you shoot it at 2 uranium particles, it'll split off and cause a chain reaction, and that chain reaction causes that energy to then be harnessed by the obviously whatever process they do that in. But the majority of it was broken down into, this physicist came up with it, but so did this guy in a different part of the world. Now, if you were to take Christianity now in the United States and pin it against the Muslim religion, what is it?
Islam?
It's the Islamic religion. Then it's not two completely different things, but it's two different things. Like, Christianity believes in one God, Islam believes in one God. But the way they have it completely, like, separated, like, in Islam, women can't show their face or their hair to other men. Like, if they go outside, they have to be wearing a hijab and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas in Christianity in America is mostly like, your wife is going to be a stay-at-home mom, pretty much. So, it's just one of those things. Like, you can't say in schools that, by the way, the evolutionary thing didn't happen, when there's evidence that it did. Like, we evolved from a fish that was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and walk on land. You know what? Fuck the sea. I want to grow some legs. Wait, would that be called sea legs then? You got a sea legs? Sorry. But yeah, pretty much just wrap it up. Now, in science and in religion, there is one constant, and that is CrossFit. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus invented it.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, I think you've gone on long enough with that.
Yeah.
So we got some good advice from.
That's why I was trying to tell some jokes, because I'm like, all right, let's move on.
Yeah. We learned that who created CrossFit. We learned Dylan got some advice from a neo-Nazi. It's good stuff in that.
Neil deGrasse Tyson, the furthest thing from a neo-Nazi.
Well, because you first said knee, like you're gonna say Neil, but then you just said knee, and I was gonna say, is he gonna say neo-Nazi? Because I'm like, that's gonna be an incredible twist, considering how Dylan's felt the last 2 weeks. It's gonna be an incredible plot turn.
Yeah, I go from 2 weeks saying I hate all racisms or racists, and then I go, and I got advice from a neo-Nazi, actually.
It was some good shit. I'm gonna spread his vision. Okay, so I'm gonna do a What Are You So Mad About, but I'm not gonna play it again because we already did. So last week, Memorial Day.
Oh, is this what you texted me about?
Yes.
Sorry.
So
I'm excited.
I pumped Dylan up because this shit got me more and more pissed off the more I talked about it.
This guy says he has a bulletin list for it.
Did. So it's just so I could kind of go in order so I don't jump all over the place. So last week was the Indy 500 and the Coke 600, and the big story out of that was Kyle Larson was trying to do the double, both races in the same day. He ended up not being able to do it because rain pushed the start of the Indy 500 back, basically to when the race started when it should have ended. And so because of that, he wasn't able to make it to Charlotte, North Carolina in time for the Coke 600. In that race, Hendrick Motorsports chose to stay in Indianapolis and have Larson do the Indy 500, which, if you think about it, makes sense. He was in Indianapolis for 2 straight weeks, basically, doing practice and qualifying for that race. The Coke 600,
Right.
yes, it's a crown jewel, but it's not. It's no different than any other NASCAR weekend in the fact that there's just the 1 20-minute practice session and qualifying. That's it, and then the race. That's it. It's no different procedural wise from a regular NASCAR weekend where the Indy 500 is just a big deal, right? And so there was a lot more time invested in the Indy 500 than the Coke 600. Makes sense why they decided to do that, stay there for that instead, right?
Yeah.
Well, how the problem with that is so how NASCAR's point system works is it's retarded as fuck. I hate it, but it is what it is. They have it set up like a regular stick and ball sport. How you have the regular season and then you have the playoffs, which is no different because the season has always been 36 races. It's been that way for the last like 20 years, where the playoffs is, extra. It's not a guarantee. It's weird. It's dumb. But so the regular season is the first 26 races, and then the top 16 in points make the playoffs. But if you win a race for the last 10 races, that's the playoffs. So the playoffs is the last 10 races. But if you win a race in the regular season, so the first 26 races, you get a guaranteed spot in the playoffs. So if, say, whoever wins the Daytona 500, the first points race of the year, they are automatically now going to go boop, top of the playoff leaderboard, and now there's only 15 spots left for the playoffs. Now you get into the whole thing of if more than 16 different winners, then it'll go. But that's never happened in the Cup Series, and it probably will never happen. We're not going to see 16 different winners. So basically, if you win a race, you're locked into the playoffs. All right. Basically then, to prevent from drivers just being like, oh, I just won the Daytona 500. Well, there's no need to run the next 25 weeks. I'm already locked into playoffs. There's a rule that you have to run every race of the year. And if you're going to have to miss a race because you're injured or you get suspended by NASCAR, you can get a waiver. So that way you are basically exempt from that rule. Like, yep, you can still make the playoffs. Well, Larson didn't start, and how the points work is whoever starts the race in that car gets the points. So even though it was Kyle Larson's car, Justin Allgaier started the race. Kyle Larson then gets to Charlotte, hops in the car, goes on, wins the race, right? Well, he wouldn't be credited with the race win. Justin Allgaier would be credited with the race win because he started the car. And it's been like that in NASCAR for fucking forever. It's always been that way, right? Well, since then, if that happened, Larson didn't start the race, so now he's missed a race. So he would have to get a waiver to then be eligible for the Cup Series playoffs. And he already has 2 wins this year already. He has already won twice prior. One at Kansas and one at Las Vegas.
Okay,
so prior to the Coke 600, he was in the playoffs, right? Well, he misses the Coke 600. So per the rules, he is now no longer eligible for the playoffs unless he gets a waiver. Well, we get to this whole thing now where people are arguing, well, should he get a waiver? Should he get a waiver? I don't think he should. Should he? He did something. My problem with it is that Larson did something that's helping motorsports, right? He's doing the double. That's good publicity all around for both IndyCar and NASCAR. There's nothing bad coming out of that. The only bad that can come out of it is if NASCAR, it becomes petty as fuck that Larson chose to do the Indy 500 over the Coca-Cola 600. Which, knowing NASCAR, they are that petty of an organization. They would do some stupid shit like that. And you have these people that are like, well, I don't deserve a waiver because he willingly chose to stay in Indianapolis and skip the start of the NASCAR race, the Coke 600. Well, let's see. If you had 2 fucking weeks invested into something, and you were going to do that and something else, but something caused to where you can only do the one thing or the other, don't you think you would do something you had 2 weeks invested in versus something that you'd have, 2 days invested in? I'm just thinking out loud here. Right? I think I'd do the 2 weeks invested thing. I got a lot more time and money invested in this thing than I do this thing. I'm going to see this one. I'm going to see this one out. Right? I'm going to see where this one goes. Right? But then also, too, Larson finishes the Indy 500. He finished on the lead lap. Good for him, right? He waited to do his TV obligations, to his interview for TV. The minute that got done, boom, he hopped into a car and went to a helipad to fly from the racetrack to the airport, then from Indianapolis to an airport near Charlotte to get on another helicopter from that airport to the actual racetrack in Charlotte. So he actually showed up in Charlotte, and right as he showed up in Charlotte, it started to rain. And so they first threw the caution for rain, and then they red flagged the race for rain. Well, then they never restarted the race. So he never got to actually race in Charlotte at all. He got there. He was ready to jump in the car the first chance he got to swap out with Allgaier, but they weren't able to. And people are still saying, well, I don't think he should get a waiver. He still chose IndyCar. He showed up in Charlotte. He made a fucking attempt to go to Charlotte. He was there, ready to hop in the car. He even had every intention to make it to Charlotte and run both races. But Mother Nature not only fucked him in Indy, it fucked him in Charlotte, because the same rain system that happened in Indy was in Charlotte. He got fucked twice. He made an attempt to get to Charlotte. He had all intentions to get to Charlotte and run both races. And he got screwed. Out of his own... It wasn't in his control. All right? Now, I'm going to go through... NASCAR is giving out waivers like pedophiles do candy on Halloween. This is some of the times that NASCAR is giving out waivers. The first waiver came out in 2015 when they gave it to Kyle Busch, who got hurt in an Xfinity Series race at Daytona, the day before the Daytona 500. He broke his leg. They gave him a waiver. He missed like 11 races, right? And then eventually went on to win the championship. That's a whole nother problem right there, that a dude missed a third of the season but still won the championship. But yeah, that's NASCAR's point system. All right, they gave him a waiver for that. Okay, yep, he got hurt in a NASCAR race. Granted, it wasn't a Cup Series race, but he did get hurt in a NASCAR race. Okay. They also gave a waiver in 2016 to Tony Stewart, who sat out some weeks because he ran over a guy in a sprint car race. It wasn't Tony's fault. It was the guy in the sprint car race because he was fucking high on marijuana. Good job there, right? They gave Tony Stewart a waiver. Okay, fine. In 2020, they gave Austin Dillon a waiver, I believe because he got injured somewhere or he had COVID. Now, okay, that's a special circumstance. That's understandable there, right? In 2015, NASCAR gave a waiver to Kyle Busch's brother, Kurt Busch, who was suspended indefinitely after his girlfriend at the time allegedly said a bunch of shit, and he got charged for some stuff, right? Now it ended up being that his girlfriend was a lying sack of shit, lied her ass off, so he was falsely accused of stuff that he didn't do. Okay, they gave him a waiver for that. Chase Elliott last year got hurt, broke his leg, missed, I believe, 7 or 8 races. Now, how did he break his leg? Snowboarding. Oh, okay, now we're knowing something that wasn't NASCAR injury related. He broke his leg snowboarding. Now, I agree, the drivers need to live their lives. They can't, from February to November, just be centered around NASCAR, because you'll burn the fuckers out, right? They got to live their lives. He got hurt. He still intended on racing in NASCAR. It's not like he's like, oh, I feel like I'm going to go break my leg and stay out for 8 weeks. That sounds like a good idea. I'm going to go do that. No, he had every intention to still race. Then he broke his leg. Kind of hard to do that.
Yeah,
they gave him a waiver for that. The most egregious waiver, in my opinion, was in 2019. Tyler Ankrum. So to race in the Craftsman Truck Series, the Xfinity Series, or the Cup Series, you have to be 18 years or older on tracks that are a mile or are longer than a mile, bigger than a mile. You have to be 18 years or older. In 2019, Ankrum was not 18, so he was not eligible on all racetracks in the early part of the season until he turned 18. Then he won a race at Kentucky. NASCAR then granted him a waiver, allowing him to compete in the playoffs. Well, first of all, whoa. Now, that's different than everything else, because he wasn't even old enough to compete in all these races. Why the fuck should he get a waiver then, if we go by how the waiver is written? But, okay, yep, you give him a waiver. But now Kyle Larson, who had an intention to run both races, old enough to run both races, got screwed by something completely out of his control, but we don't know if we're going to give a waiver to him yet.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And
yeah, because I was looking it up. What the fuck?
All this centers around is a guy who I think he's a transplant in NASCAR. He's not from the NASCAR world. He's a reporter. His name is Jordan Bianchi. I think he's a fucking dumbass. All right? He's basically the white version of Stephen A. Smith. That's who he's trying to be. He is like dying on this hill that Larson should not get a waiver. He's dying on that hill, which is dumb because I know he's just doing it for clicks. He don't believe that. It's just Stephen A. Smith, except he's way too much of a cracker ass to be Stephen A. Smith. And Stephen A. Smith is a fucking retarded dumb shit in the first place anyways. So good job. You're trying to compare yourself to a fucking retard. Good job. That's a good plan. But anyways, he's dying on this hill that Larson shouldn't get a waiver. Why? Oh, well, it sets the precedent that guys could miss Cup Series races. He wasn't trying to miss the Coke 600. There's a difference if you go run a Formula One race where you're guaranteed going to miss the Cup Series race that weekend and running the double where it's like we're trying to run both. Now, we have to get fortunate with Mother Nature, but we're running both. We're planning on running both. There's a little bit of a fucking difference there between intent of doing it and not doing it. I'm just saying. And you have other people that said, oh, well, if a team wins a race at the beginning of the year, they could just be like, well, this race doesn't pay enough, so we're not going to go to that race. You can't do that either because NASCAR has this wonderful thing called the charter system. And a charter is you are guaranteed an entry in all 36 points races. You're guaranteed a starting spot. And under the charter system, you get some other financial bonuses and whatever bullshit, right? But with the charter, you have to run every single points race. You have to. So you can't just sit out a race or you're going to lose your charter from NASCAR. So that's going to leave it out right there. And plus, if a team decides to sit out, that's a huge issue with sponsors because sponsors are like, well, we paid for this race to be on your car. Get your ass in that fucking race, fucker. We're paying you $300,000 to be on the car. You better be on the racetrack, goddammit. So that's not going to happen. That's a dumb point right there. But I don't get these fucking dumbasses that don't think or that think Larson shouldn't get a waiver. He's actively trying to help the sport. Between NASCAR and IndyCar, both things, motorsports in general. What's the problem? What is the fucking problem? I don't get these people that don't think he shouldn't get a waiver. It's stupid to me. It's so dumb. And Hendrick Motorsports put in the actual waiver request, I believe, on Thursday this week. Every other time NASCAR has gotten a request for a waiver, within one day they've accepted it. It's Saturday. We haven't heard anything out of NASCAR yet.
Jesus Christ.
And I would not put it past NASCAR to fucking exempt Kyle Larson out of the playoffs because NASCAR is a petty-ass fucking organization. They are petty as fuck. I'm telling you that right now. Not Richard Petty, but petty as in like well, you didn't do that. I'm going to do this to you to teach you a lesson. That's exactly what NASCAR will do. And I wouldn't put it past them doing it. If they do that, they might as well close the doors at fucking NASCAR Inc. because they put themselves right out of business. I hate it so much. It just fucking frustrates me that this is even a talking point. It shouldn't even be a thing. Just give them the fucking waiver. You give out waivers like candy. Just give them the fucking waiver. Stop it. And then get rid of the waiver system because it's stupid. It's dumb. The waiver system is dumb because the first time you gave out a waiver, it was already the improper use of a waiver. All right, in my opinion. But you set that precedent. You just get rid of it now. It's dumb. And then just put in that all, first of all, because the other argument people made is, well, okay, if you have an open car, somebody who's not a chartered car, so like, I don't even fucking know because you wouldn't know. A car who's trying to run, so there's 40 spots allowed at every NASCAR race. Well, you have 36 charters. Well, that's 36 starting spots gone. So there's only 4 spots for cars, open, quote-unquote, open cars, who aren't guaranteed a spot. They have to qualify their way into the race. Mm-hmm. The argument is, well, what if one of them won the Daytona 500, right? Then they're eligible for the playoffs. That's the whole point of the waiver. That was kind of the point of the waiver system. Okay, easy fix that rule. Only charter cars are allowed to be in the playoffs. Boom, you just fix that rule right there. You want to fix the whole waiver system? Next, you could put in the other rule. If you miss a race for whatever reason, whatever eligibility you had for the playoffs were, regardless of a win, if you had a win prior to you missing a race, that win doesn't count anymore. You are no longer locked into the playoffs. So you have to go out and win again and relock yourself in. There, you just fixed it.
Right.
Or you could just do a full season points format from race 1 to 36, and then whoever accumulates the most points over the whole year wins the championship. But no, we're not going to be like every other form of fucking motorsports on this planet, we're not going to do the one that makes sense. No, we're going to do this fucking butt-fuck playoff system that makes no sense. I finally understood it after it being implemented for 9 years. 2 years ago, I finally understood the system, and I watch NASCAR every fucking week, and I finally got it. Good luck me trying to explain it to anybody fucking else, because I'm pretty sure I just glazed over everyone's eyes explaining it the last 10 minutes. It's like... It's so stupid. NASCAR keeps digging themselves in this hole and like, oh, this is a way to fix it, and they just keep fucking digging deeper. Like, no, how about you start digging up? Stop digging down, for Christ's sakes. Stop doing this fucking bullshit mumbo jumbo shit, and just do stuff that makes sense. All right? Do you really think Larson missing one race is worse than him missing 10 races per se? Because if Larson's not in the playoffs. I know there's a bunch of Kyle Larson fans that won't watch the races. Well, my driver's not in the playoffs. Why would I watch? He's out for a chance to get a championship. I'm not going to watch anymore. And I tell you right now, there's a lot of Kyle Larson fans out there. It just frustrates the fuck out of me, man. And that's not even my functional idiot of the week.
I get it. I get it.
It's not even my functional idiot of the week. No, I dumbed down the point system. I just dumbed it down, dude. Trust me, it's way, way more complicated than that. Way more complicated than that. So, all right. Jordan Bianchi just frustrates the fuck out of me. He's so stupid. He just says shit. Like I said, he's like Stephen A. Smith. He just says shit to get fucking clicks.
Well, there's there was one racer that I saw that would actually put himself in the lead if Kyle Larson didn't race, and he's like, yeah, NASCAR should just give him a fucking waiver.
Well, yeah,
I'll never understand that.
A lot of drivers are just saying, I fully expect him to get a waiver. Like, why wouldn't he get a waiver? Like, if Kyle Larson never made an attempt or had no intention of starting the Coke 600, then yeah, I could see why. I could see, like, okay, yeah, technically I wouldn't give him a waiver then. He had every intention to start the Coke 600, to be there. He even made an attempt to get to Charlotte, but he got rained out there also. He made an attempt. He did everything in his control to do it, other than leaving the place where he invested 2 weeks and millions of dollars. Hendrick Motorsports had invested millions of dollars in.
Right.
What do you want him to do? Of course they're going to start the Indy 500. Holy fuck, It's just dumb. People just making a point, trying to make a point. And I could... And Jordan Bianchi frustrates me. He just frustrates me. So he says, yeah, he doesn't want Larson to get a waiver. Okay, now NASCAR has a thing called the Busch Clash, which is a joke now. They did it. You might have seen it or heard of it, Dylan. They raced inside the L.A. Memorial Coliseum, a little quarter-mile track.
Okay.
What the Busch Clash was initially was you would take the previous year's pole winners, and so it could be as many as 36, because there's 36 races, or it could be one or two guys, if those two guys won the pole, or the only ones that won the pole all year, right? That's what the Busch Clash was, and it would always be at Daytona on the 2.5-mile oval. And before, it was just a 20-lap race. That's all it was, and it would be at the start of Speed Weeks. Basically, that's what would start Speed Weeks in Daytona, leading up to the Daytona 500 in the actual start of the NASCAR season. Well, we did it at L.A. Memorial Coliseum, and we changed it to where now all 36 charter cars have to make the drive from Charlotte, where most race teams are based, out to Los Angeles, and then race or attempt to get in this race that they're not guaranteed in. And if they don't make it, then they can go home and they won't get any money, prize money. Sounds like a good plan, doesn't it? And
yeah.
So, and NASCAR wants a presence in Southern California because they had a racetrack called Fontana that they sold the land because they got like $500 million for selling like most of the land, right? But they wanted a presence in Southern California still. Well, and Jordan Bianchi, in his infinite wisdom, said, "Oh, well, you can make the Busch Clash a points race still. You're going to fit 36 race cars on a quarter-mile track. Oh no, you just do the same format. You have to race your way into the show for a points race. Are you for real right now? Are you for real? But now we look at this, but Kyle Larson can't get a waiver because he didn't start this points race. What? He intended to start the points race, but the guys who intended to start the points race but didn't make the show, what? That doesn't make any sense. Like, it's a total, like I said, He doesn't believe what he's saying. He's just a cracker version of Stephen A. Smith.
He's just saying it
to get clicks. He's just saying it to get clicks because it'll get clicks. And it fucking worked because it pissed me off so much that I had to fucking write down a bunch of shit. It makes me mad. The people that make these stupid statements because it's gonna make a kerfuffle on social media and it's gonna give us some clicks. Fucking do us a favor and hang yourself from a tree, okay? Because you're worthless to society.
Damn.
Fucking A.
Damn.
Dylan, what's your banger of the week?
A banger of the week?
Yes. You want me to go first then?
Yeah, go ahead.
My banger of the week is Fredbear by Ted Nugent. It's like a 7-minute song.
What?
It's a great song.
Fredbear?
It's the state of Michigan's national anthem.
I have never heard of that.
You have to give it a listen.
Before.
You have to give it a listen after this. Good song.
I will have to give it a listen.
All right, Dylan, what's yours? Well, Barbie. I'm a Barbie girl.
No, fuck no. Oh, Borderline by Tove Lo. That's an addicting song.
Sounds
if I could
like
do the same, it's not like crack, but if I could listen, however, to one song, I've already said it as my banger of the week. Saturday by 21 Pilots, dude. Oh my god, I fucking love that song so much. But yeah, Borderline by Tove Lo.
Okay. All right, let's
Fredbear.
Let's good song. Listen to it. I'm telling you. It's a good song.
I will have to listen to it.
All right, let's move on to some porn star birthdays. Our first thottie on the list for porn star birthdays is Brooke Wilde, who, if you remember, I believe 2 weeks ago, her younger sister Taylor White was one of the porn stars we featured. So, what goes around comes around. 29 years old as of yesterday when we're recording this, May 31st, being born in 1995, an American from Tampa, Florida. She started in porn at the age of 18 in 2013, with a stature of 5'7" and some 36 badunkadunk double D's on front. She has been nominated for the awards BBC Slut of the Year and Deepest Throat. You can diddle your skittle to her over 250 credited films, such as Fear of a Black Penis 3.
Okay, what the fuck?
Perverted lesbians panty sniffers. Boobs on the Bus Go Round. And Dylan's personal favorite, Tits and Clits.
Tits and Clits.
Oh. So happy birthday to Brooke Wilde. Also a happy birthday to Eden Ivey, 25 years old. She will be on June the 3rd, being born in 1999. I believe our first Canadian on the list from Quebec, Canada. She started in porn in 2020 with perfect vision at the age of 21. Standing at 5'7" with a set of 32 Bs. You can fire off some knuckle children to her over 325 credited films. Such as Budapest, Extreme Piss Wash, Double Foot Fisting.
What the fuck?
And Gape Your Heart Out 1 and 2. I wonder if she's also in Balls Deep Gape 3.
What's up with like the terrifying names, like the Fear of the Black Penis,
I don't know,
whatever it was.
Yeah, Fear
and
of
then
a
now
Black Penis.
double fisting,
double foot
fisting.
God damn, that's a goddamn hot dog down a hallway situation right there.
Yeah, no shit.
Fuck. Happy birthday to Naomi Woods, 28 years old as of today, June 1st, being born in 1996. An American, also from Florida. I'm sorry, the GTA server. She started in porn at the age of 19 in 2015. 5'5" with 32 Bs on front. She's been nominated for the awards: Fun-Sized Fuck Bunny, Best DSLs or Dick Sucking Lips, kind of like Glowbox there in Uno. Smooth as Silk, or also known as Best Bald Beaver, and Pretty in Pink, which is the Prettiest Pussy Award. And she has won the award Most Innocent Looking Sex Fiend. Not friend, fiend. You can play air
Best
guitar.
fiends.
Yes, you can play air guitar naked to her over 175 credited films, such as Hot and Sticky Poolside 6, Thick Dick for Tight Spinner,
Jesus Christ.
Little Shaved Pussies 3,
Wow.
and you can see Dylan's
Wow.
cameo in this one, Creepers and Peepers 6.
You just see me in the corner, staring.
Well, yeah, that's the creeper. Yeah, and then you're the creeper, but you're outside looking through the window, so that makes you the peeper. We're going to call you Tom. So happy birthday to those women. Hardest working people in the industry. That's for damn sure. All right, Dylan. Let's speed run this a little bit. Who is your functional idiot of the week?
Functional idiot of the week is no surprise a Florida man. But why?
Shocking.
Well, if you get lost in the woods, who are you going to call for, Colton?
Ghostbusters.
Exactly. Well, in this case, this guy made the mistake of calling the deputies because not only was he wanted, he also had drugs on him.
Oh, nice.
So they show up and they're like, "Hey, we saved you, but you got to go to jail."
Here, we'll give you a free ride back to town. Hop in. Do you think on the side they put like taxi, but as he's walking up, it falls off the side and it says sheriff? Oh fuck! I've been bamboozled.
Shit!
God damn it! It happened again. Okay, all right. I'm hoping you didn't see this video, Dylan. So this guy in Ann Arbor was zooming into a court proceeding he was having. All right.
I know about it, but I haven't seen the video.
Okay. He was. I don't know what he got arrested for, because obviously he had a court date if he got arrested. But from it, he had a suspended license. Right. I don't know why he got initially arrested, but he, so the video here is he's about to zoom in to the court proceeding. So we have two shots here on the Zoom. We have the one of the judge up front from like an iPad, and then we have like a wider shot of the bench, of the judge on the bench, right?
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Tate from
So, and then we switch to it looks like the public defender, poor lady who's got to defend this guy. So, and the guy, he's just now, and it's like $3. So, in the top right we have the judge, the top left we have the public defender, and then in the middle, underneath him, we're going to have the guy who's zooming into his court call or court date, whatever, court proceeding, right? All right, Dylan, you ready for this?
Yep.
All right.
Should be present to Zoom.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
Dude, the judge is like, "Are you kidding me?"
Well, he has that look of like, why is he driving and zooming in? I don't think the judge knows why. He just probably got a stack of shit he has to deal with today, and he probably hasn't looked through what this guy got arrested for yet.
But wait a minute. He has a suspended license, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. So the judge is kind of just like, well, is this guy for real? So they're sitting here waiting.
You stationary?
Waiting for the guy to
Pulling
park.
in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended,
That is correct, Your Honor.
and he was just driving, and he didn't have a license.
Oh, my guy's like, what do we not get here?
Look at the guy. Look at the guy. He just mouth is open. He's like, oh shit! I just fucked up.
Oh, they're just like,
charges, Your Honor. Yes.
No, I'm looking at his
Yes.
record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended, and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Dude, the judge is smiling like, out of my 30 years in this, I can't believe this is the first time this happened. I can't believe what's going on. This is fucking great.
I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is turning himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today. Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond.
What'd you expect would happen?
Oh my god, dude, he looks so disappointed. Like, what do you mean I gotta fucking turn myself in? What kind of bullshit is this?
And don't say you can't drive because we know.
Oh my god, like I was gonna make the NASCAR thing my functional idiot, but fuck, dude, that is running for functional idiot of the year right there. I mean, like I just put down some people never learn. Like, oh my god, Jesus Christ. It's like getting a fucking restraining order that you can't be at schools, and then you walk into a school, and the fucking resource officer is standing right there like, what do you mean I can't be in the school? Well, this fucking restraining order says you can't be in 1,000 feet of the school.
Yeah, you get a restraining order because of like a teacher or something, so not pedophile related.
Yeah.
And then you show up to the school, you're like, oh, I'm here to drop off my kid. It's like,
why are you here?
You should change schools.
Oh my god, dude. Of all places, it's had to be in Michigan, but man, that is fucking great.
That is too good.
You can't make that shit up. You just can't.
No.
I mean, fantastic is what it is. Fan-fucking-tastic. So, all right. That's all we got for episode 34 of the Functional Idiots podcast. We hope you enjoyed. You can support us on Patreon if you want to listen to the Not Until After 4 podcast or Patreon podcast. Or the Not Until 4, Patreon podcast. Dude, I'm just struggling hard here. Fucking A.
I can finish it out if you want.
No, I think I could suffer through. Everybody else might need to suffer through with me, though.
Yeah, no shit. Just going through that. Fucking A.
Support us on Twitter at Fun Idiot Show. Email us, functionalidiots@gmail.com. You can go to our YouTube page where we do live streams of broadcasts, and we got some other stuff in the works. No, it's not porn. Dylan's going to do a try-on haul for us, though, so that's going to be nice.
Gimp outfits.
Yeah, he's going to wear some transparent panties. Panties! You're going to see nothing but cellulite hanging in pubic hair. Oh, my God. I fucking love it. So, until next week, don't be dumb.